Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Hello. Sorry, I'm a little late. I got a phone call from the doctor, so I needed to obviously take that. And I'd be lying if I didn't say I was struggle busting this week. I'm fucking struggle busting. I have the bus, and the bus is set to struggle. Okay, that's what's happening. That is what's happening. But I do. I just roll up my sleeves, per se, and do it anyway. You know what I mean? Do it anyway. I feel better than I did yesterday for sure, but I'm definitely still not at 100%. That's for sure. I'm hoping that like in the next couple of days I'm at like 100%. Everybody in my sort of circle of family and friends are just getting sick and like passing it around to each other. Ever since I cut my hand, I have this like alfalfa now when I put it up in like it's in a braid, but like when I put it in a ponytail or something where it just like right out the side right there. It drives me bananas. Hello. I also want to recognize that last night I was tucked into bed and I was watching like a short drama. You know, those little short dramas. I was watching like a short drama with my headphones in. My husband was watching, I don't even know what the hell he was, something I didn't want to watch, right? So I was just tucked into bed with my headphones in, with my little to the side of me because she's still hacking up a lung. Better, but it's like taking forever for the cough to go away. But I was doing that, and my phone started vibrating, and I was like, "What the hell? Like, what in the hell?" It vibrated like 3 different times. So when a donation comes in, sometimes it vibrates twice or 3 times if it's like CashApp or Venmo, because it'll send me like a text message, then it'll send me through the app, then it'll send me an email. So it does like 3. Hold on a second. My cat wanted to join. Come on. Come on, Dora. You want to be the explorer? Dora, the explorer. Come on. Come on. You're going to join the show? Come on. Come on up. You're going to, come on. You can't meow and then not join the show, ma'am. You can't, that's not, ma'am. What are we doing here? Hi. How are you? Hi. Say hi to the peoples. Say hi, peoples. Hi to the peoples. Oh. She doesn't like to be held, per se.
Oh my god.
You want to say hi to the peoples? So you want to get on the desk?
Yeah. Oh my god.
She walks back and forth between that and this when I'm working. Come on. Come over here. And she was laying on the rug earlier while I was working in here, which is she doesn't like to be held like a baby. You can hold her like this with her legs dangling, but she will not let you hold her like a baby. And again, she's sort of like not a rescue, but a rescue in a way. She came from my old neighbor whose boyfriend sort of left the cat and didn't, and she had dogs, and the dogs were like chasing her around. So like she's not a rescue, like she wasn't like abused, but she didn't have space to sort of run around in, and so she was used to just running away from the dogs all the time. So she at first was very scared. She wouldn't jump up on anything. She wouldn't come up to get a pat. She wouldn't do any of those things. And it'll be like a year in the beginning of end of October, beginning of November. And she does all those things now. She is very vocal, tells you all about when she wants the tensions. I eventually want to get her like an automatic feeder, and there's this thing I put on my wish list where it's like 2-tier. It's like almost like a cave thing. It's like a hole in the bottom, and she can go inside there, or she can lay across like the top of it, which I think she would freaking love. I have hardwood floors, and so she often skids across the floors, which is quite funny when she's playing with her ball. But it's also not funny when it's 3:00 in the morning and you're like, "Ma'am, we're sleeping here. Okay, we're sleeping." She also loves watching the birds out the window. I wish I had one of those like outside the window sort of like what do they call catios? I mean, I'm on like the 3rd floor, but like they have ones where you like open the window and you stick it sort of in there, and it's like a box essentially that goes like outside the window, so they can be in like the catio in this like box thing by just going in and out of the window, even if you're on like a 2nd or 3rd floor. I think she would love that with like the birds outside there, you know, and she can see them through the thing. They love showing their asses. What do you mean? That's like a thing. They love it. Look at right now, she's pulling on the door. My daughter came in here because she wanted to come in here, and she was pulling at the door to get in. Now she's pulling at the door to get out. Like she thinks she can open it, so she pulls it from underneath to get out. All right, come on. Go out there and play with Riley with that. Go ahead. Out you go. Get your tail out the door, girl. Get your tail out. Get your booty out, Judy. Get your booty out, Judy. She's like standing in the doorway with her tail just like, girl, get your tail out, Judy. What's happening? Okay, what's happening? What is happening? But I do want to recognize, like I said, last night I was just watching my little thing, and a CashApp came in. I'm not going to read the person's real name, but this just like gave me such a smile. And it says $20 and says, for making me LOL daily and noticing how Sewer said cordial instead of cordial. Hearts, you're the best. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you very, very much for your $20 donation last night. It's sometimes when that happens when I'm not live that reminds me that like people are watching the content when I'm not live, right? They're catching it on the restream. And it's just like a reminder to me that like people, if they miss it, want to go back and watch, right? And so it's definitely like a motivator in a way, you know, reminding you that people are sort of watching your content even if, you know, you're not live anymore, which is nice, you know. Thank you, Pam. I'm working on feeling better. Hello, Rachel. She's beautiful. She is such a good cat. She's very vocal though. Like I get out, obviously do my streams a certain amount of time. So it's anywhere from like 3 hours to like 5, sometimes a little over. And she knows if it's past that like 3 to 5 hour mark, she's like right at the door. Like as soon as I come out of here and she's at my legs, meow, meow, meow. She wants her pats. She wants her after work pats. And then, you know, when daddy comes home, she wants all of his pats. She jumps right up on the bed and stands there and then jumps up onto his chest and is like, hi, I'm here now. Can you love me? Pat me, love me? Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, thankfully my cat's really good with electronic cords. She doesn't chew them. I'm like so grateful that my cat doesn't chew electrical cords because all of my other cats, in fact, did chew electrical cords. You know how many chargers I went through with my other cat? And unfortunately, my other cat just, you know, when I moved and I wasn't allowed to have pets at an apartment I had moved to. And so my aunt took the cat, and my aunt has no spouse, no children. My grandparents are both gone. My mother is her only sister. They were both adopted to my grandparents. They were both separately adopted. They're not biologically related, but my grandparents adopted each one of them. I think it was like a year and a half apart of each other, from 2 separate like foster homes from the state. I think it was Catholic Charities at the time. So my aunt's only ever had one sister, which is my mom. And so she doesn't have a lot of company, but she loved having my cat there. That was like her, you know, it's there when you get home and it's there to lay on your lap. And she passed about 3 weeks ago. And that was a tough one for me too, because the cat was named after my best friend who passed away, and was part of my best friend who passed away's life. You know, that's sort of the last remaining living thing besides my friend's son, of obviously, that I have from her. So that was a tough thing, but you know, we get through it. And we got paw prints, which is nice. My aunt brought me the paw prints that they gave her from the vet when she passed. She had cancer in her foot. Unfortunately, she was older though. You know, she wasn't a super young cat or anything, but it was still sad. But the thought of getting Dora was actually to get a kitten that my little begged for a kitten. And then my neighbor was like, hey, like, I heard you guys were looking for a kitten, but we have this cat who's not exactly a kitten, but she's, you know, 2, or I think she was like 2 at the time, and she's 3 now. And she's just such a good cat. She's such a good cat. She's just such a good cat. I love that she's vocal because she will let you know, right? If she wants love, she will stand in your face and meow. She'll like meow, and she'll do it very cutely too. She like turns her head. And then if you talk to her, she talks back. Like, are you wanting some love? And she'll come rub on your arm. And at first she wouldn't nudge, rub, nothing. Now she'll take her paw and like take her claws out, but not all the way out, just a little out. And she'll sort of like go like this on your arm to get you to pat her. Mostly just me. But when we first got her, like I said, she wouldn't come out for days, which is standard for cats in a new place. But she wasn't a cat that would rub up on you, jump up on you. I remember the first time she jumped up on her bed at the old place, and that was right before we moved here. So it took a really long time for her to sort of acclimate, and now she's just like, you know, flourishing. Now she'll jump up on my husband's chest, and now she'll, you know, paw at my arm, and she nudges into your arm like, hello, I'm here, pay attention to me, me, hi, me, I'm the queen, it's me, Dora, hello. Oh, Ollie and Bruno, that is, see, I could never separate cats that are like brother, sister, or I know sometimes there's been like dog cat couples at a place, and oftentimes people will like adopt the dog but not the cat, or the cat but not the dog. I could never separate them. I would have to take them both, especially if they're just like the best of friends, you know, like they have sometimes in a shelter, it might be instead of a cat and a dog, it might be a bunny and a cat, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm not separating those two beautiful animals. I could not do that. I couldn't say, okay, I'm going to adopt this one, but not that one because I like dogs, but I don't like cats. Like, they come as a pair. Okay. They come as a pair. You gotta take them as a pair, you know? Me and my best friend, God rest her soul. We used to joke when we would date someone new, like, listen, I know you're dating me, right? But like, she's got to approve. So like, you know, unfortunately for you, like you don't just have to deal with me, you kind of have to deal with her too. So this is like a package deal here. All right. Like, you're dating me, but like, you know, you're going to get criticized by her. All right. Like, this is just this. You need to know this now. All right. All things need to go through her, you know, good gifts, surprises. Like, you're going to have to call her for that. Right. Like, she has the right to enforce best friend law at any point, you know? God, I miss her so much, man. Like, it's, you never think, you know, in your 20s at least, that you're gonna, you know, lose your best friend who's like your left leg, and you never imagine a world where they're not in it when you're so young, you know. I never imagined a world where she wasn't in it, you know, and it wasn't just me. If you talk to my sister about her, you know, she's been part of my family since my sister was little. And she was like family to my sister and my mom and my grandmother, God rest my grandmother's soul. Like, you know, like it's just family. It doesn't, there's a point where a friend is no longer a friend and they just become part of the family. You know, when you're spending holidays and birthdays and kids' birthdays and vacations and emergency situations at 3 a.m. together, like they're family at that point, you know? Oh my God, Hercules. I love it. I love it. I frickin' Pepsi and Shirley. I can't. So cute. That is so cute. They're 3 years old and been waiting for rescue for a long time, but people only want kittens. See, I couldn't separate them either. And I don't just want a kitten. There are so many good elderly cats or like adolescent cats out there that just like need a loving home. And I think people think like if you get a kitten, you know, you're getting all their love for as long as humanly possible. But how do you in your head go, okay, I'm going to take a kitten, but I leave this beautifully just lovable adolescent or middle. For me, like, it's not an age thing. I didn't care how old Dora was, as long as she was like, you know, could acclimate to a household with a kid. And she did it so easily, you know, like very carefully, but easily, you know. And my little and her are like two little peas in a pod. I can hear them playing right now with the ball and the string. And I know I say little as if my littlest is little, but she's not little. I mean, she's little, but she's not little, you know. She's not in kindergarten. She's not in first grade. She's not little. She's just my littlest. She's still in elementary school, but she's my littlest. I just call them all my babies. Even my 20-year-old technically is my baby, in case you were wondering. They're all my babies. Okay, all of them. No matter how old they get, they are my babies. I have to show you guys something so fucking funny you might pee yourselves, okay? So this is your warning. This is your Twisted Tragedies warning that if you have to pee, I suggest you do it now, because once I show you this, and I only had it on my phone and I was going to email it to myself this morning, and then I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw that Kylie posted it and I was like, oh my God, thank God. I screenshotted some of the comments because that's just how funny this was, okay? But I kid you not. Where's Freeze? Because if I play the bumper for Twitter Tales and Freeze isn't here, I'll be in big trouble again. In big trouble. But this is funny. I can't. Okay, there was a one man standout, guys. There was a one man standout for a sewer. Oh, there you. Okay, you're here. I should just start doing like here, like we're in elementary school. I should just start, checking off the list. I should just write everybody's name down and do it like we're in school. Got to do attendance. Freeze here. Second grade over here. I'm the guy. That's me. Magic here. Valley's girl here. Lorelai, Laura. Like we have so many of you guys that have the same name too. There's a couple of you that have this. Like we have a couple Lisas, right, Lisa? We have a couple Lisas. We got a couple Lauras. We have a couple Vanessas. We have a lot of y'all, right? Roll call. So we just start doing fucking roll call. I'm here. Pick me, bitches. Pick me. Jeffrey Olsen, I'm here. Here. You're all here. Good. We're definitely missing some people because I'm looking at the numbers now. Like, where the fuck is everyone? What is happening? Also, to be fair, I was very late today, and it took me a minute. I was trying to sort of tweak the thumbnail, and it was not fucking cooperating. And then I got a call. I took that, so that pushed it off a little. And then I got another call as I was trying to go live. It's just when it rains, it pours in life. I feel like it's just my luck. Don't ever try to get my luck. I mean, we didn't see you. You're not here. What are you talking about? I did not see you. I don't know what you're not even here. What are you even saying? Who are you? I know there's a few of you that are working and just listening. I also assume there's a few of you who are still watching the Clancy trial. Yeah, you're like you're temporarily here. You're not actually here, but you're here, right? Like you're not actually here, but you're here. You're working hard. Me too. We're in that category. I'm working. You're working. We working together. All right, let me see. Just make sure you're not sit on the floor to make it, because I don't want messes on the rugs, okay? Okay. Oh, well, I'm saying don't sit on your area rug in your room, and don't sit on the rug in the living room, near the doormat. We have like a teeny tiny like doormat area rug, and then an area rug in her room, because he loves to like paint, color, use sparkles all over those. We have two like area rugs and like one tiny, not even an area rug, and this one loves to make messes on those rugs. And I don't have one of those I have a vacuum, but I don't have one of the like wet vacs that actually like get out stains when you stain it with a marker. And when I scrub, it just kind of scrubs into there. And so we're gonna avoid the rug.
Shout out to Ashley for these.
Yeah, Ashley got her some clay. She's gonna play with her clay.
Thank you, Ashley, if you're watching.
I don't think she is right now, but we already definitely
make something for you guys. It's gonna be adorable.
Oh, it's adorable. Like me?
It's gonna be so good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, break the buddy system. I'm multitasking, can't be here all the time. That's okay. So you hear me still. That's okay. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a toughie. I can't do Melvin. All right. Felony Little needs to just take it down a notch with her, craziness. I also think I'm gonna have to switch to I've been like avoiding switching to my glasses because that means I'm gonna take my last pair of contacts out until I get new ones. And I don't know if they're in stock or I have to like order new ones. And I've been avoiding it, although I have my glasses right here because contacts are freaking expensive. I pay like $55 for 3 pairs. It's, and I get a better deal than most people do. My eye doctor is a family friend and one of our old neighbors of my grandparents' house who lived there for 30 years. I played with their kids as a kid, swam in their pool. They lived across the street. So I really love my eye doctor. That way, always done right by me, my kids, my family. And so I get a pretty good deal on the contacts, but they're still expensive. Insurance doesn't cover cosmetics, even though you need them to see. Technically, contacts are cosmetics. So I've been avoiding sort of trying to switch over to these. And I need a new eye exam because this eye is definitely getting worse than this eye. But they're expensive. I haven't ordered a new pair. I don't know if they're in stock. And I don't like the way I look in glasses. Other people do. I'm not a fan. So I try to avoid it at all costs, but I think today might be the day after the show that I might have to, because I can feel this one is like getting a tear or there's like something in my eye and I felt it yesterday and then it went away and I was like, all right, maybe it was just like a, eyelash or something that was just like in my eye, but who knows? No, still in there. Well, we shall proceed anyway because, again, when it rains, it pours. Okay. You can always watch Law and Crime or the Trial Channel, which is what I usually try to put on when I'm doing some of these trials. There are a couple upcoming ones I'll be doing that are interesting enough. But this one was kind of tough for me, for a multitude of reasons. Kevin Reddington, though, is doing what Kevin Reddington does. He's very expensive. Me and my ex hired him. And even back in it was like 2000. I want to say it was like 13, maybe 14, or maybe even earlier, maybe 12. I don't know. But it was maybe even earlier than that. No, I think it was around there. But we hired him. And it was like 10,000 for just like one bench trial and 2 other like quick you go and they give you another date. And we hired him for my ex and he cost a pretty penny. But I will tell you, got the job done, won the case. My ex won the case and he should have. You know what I mean? He absolutely freaking should have. Like, he absolutely should have. Grave sends $100 and says, fly removal. I'm dead. House fly removal. Oh, the turtle's going to need that, Oh, well, they just, this is my luck. So nowadays you can actually borrow from CashApp, and they decided that they let you borrow up to $100 and then you got to pay it back when anything comes in. So I said borrowed that, and so they took it. But you know what? Now it's paid and I don't have to worry about it. So it left me $3. Thank you, Grave. I appreciate you. Lorelai sends $5 and says match challenge. Thank you, Lorelai. Lorelai is asking for a match. I like commentary though. Like I try to do my commentary like when they're doing like a sidebar, or like if there's a big pause and they're like arguing about something but not on like mic, you know what I mean? Like I can't do it the way Emily D. Baker does, where she pauses like every so often and says blah blah, because then I would be going over an 8-hour trial for fucking 16 hours. You know what I mean? Like, so I try to do it during the lunch break, during like sidebars, during pauses, when they're switching, witnesses, when they send the jury out, things like that, like those little pauses instead of I like the testimony by testimony videos too, to be honest. All right, let me get I have to show you guys this because it's funny. Okay. It's fucking funny. It's very fucking funny. You're going to be like, who the fuck does this shit?
Grab the tea, because Twitter is melting down again.
All right, here we go. That's okay, you know? That's I say that's okay. You're allowed to be here, exist, and watch, my friend. You are allowed. You are allowed, my friend. You are allowed. Okay. All right. This is hilarious. You guys are going to fucking love this. So I saw this morning, and I just want to send a shout out there to Kylie for posting it on X, because I was going to just send it to my email and show you guys that way, because it was on Facebook and I took screenshots. But oh my fucking Lord. So this lady who goes under the name of Gracie Lou Freebush, at least on Facebook, this is what she writes. It might be too small for you guys to see, but this is what she writes, okay? I kid you not. Not one person showed up for my rally. She held a rolling rally, guys. Clearly these people are not learning from the sewer that in order to do any kind of rolling rally, you actually need a permit. You need an actual permit for that. You cannot just do a quote rolling rally with no permit in the state of Massachusetts, you weirdos. Okay. But this is the funniest part of what she was doing the rally for. So she says, not one person showed up for my rally. And that makes me sad. Makes her sad. I just want to show Aiden support and expose those who are trying to wrongly throw him in jail. His case should enrage people, even more than what they did to Karen. She was just unlucky. Aiden was targeted and attacked. He was attacked purposely. I know no one can do things like Aiden, but I was hoping for a little support. Just something to show these vile people that we will not be silenced about their role in the death of Officer John O'Keefe. Feeling frustrated. She's feeling frustrated. Okay. I can't. That's it instantly. I can't. Lady, here's this little lady with a bullhorn and a sign, and it says, Aiden Kearney is being wrongfully persecuted for trying to report the truth. Free Turtle Boy. Here's a fun fact, lady. Turtle Boy is actually free. Secondly, he didn't report, darling. He regurgitated. There's a big difference between reporting and regurgitating. He regurgitated, darling. Nothing he did was reporting. You have to actually vet sources and vet information when you report. He, in fact, did not do any of those things. So he did not report a goddamn fucking thing. He did not. Not in the comments. Now, she posted this to his Turtle Boy OnlyFans Facebook, right? You guys are going to love these comments, all right? Like, I am looking at the comments, right, on the actual, thing on this post that she posted, right? I can't. And some of these people are like, are you for real? Some of these people are like, oh, I knew nothing about it, but you're a rock star for your one person standout and whatnot, right? Then a bunch of other people are basically like, well, he sucks and is a liar and broke the law. Like, are you serious, lady? Someone else told her she needed to seek help. That one was like, alrighty. And then here's another one, right? Good for you. You ain't got no quit. I am in Montana or I would have come. Okay. Montana. This lady said, you did the best you can. Trying is all you can do. Good job. What? Jenny B pointed out rightfully. She said, why? LOL. Don't do stuff for people who wouldn't hold a door for you. It's pathetic. I liked that one because again, if this lady was actually locked up for actually reporting real news about something, do you think he would help her? No. Her family would probably be messaging him, begging, and he would be reading it and ignoring. Let's make that clear. And so Janie Flanders says, wait, is Turtle Boy in danger of going to jail? I'm so confused. Why? Are we for realsies right now? What? Then this lady, I love this one, Elizabeth Rose Romano said, well, when you're a bridge burner, that's what happens. That's what happens. And someone else, Angela Lee, said, Aiden should reap what he sows. He's a piece of shit. Someone else said maybe because it was 100 degrees. This person said, I'm sorry nobody showed up. I work on Sunday, so I couldn't make it. I'm amazed with what you did it with you, that you did it by yourself. I feel like it would have just gone home. Well, yeah, that's what normal people do. They would have just gone home and given up because that's just silly, right? That's just silly. Wait and Sarah Norton said, wait until he starts talking shit about you, shaking my head. Then you will learn. This was my ultimate favorite one. This lady, Kristen C, said, good for you. I did one last weekend or the weekend before, and I was also a lone wolf. Our voices were heard. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Our signs were seen. Probably not really a lot. Proud of you for sticking up for what's right. Then the lady responds, this lady here with the bullhorn. She says, I did a rolling tally. I think she means rally, because that's what she wrote in the original post. Stopping at 7 places. This was my first stop at Tully's house. I can't. So hold on. You did a rolling rally with no permit by yourself, and you stopped at Tully's house with a bullhorn and a bright green piece of paper that says, Aiden Kearney's not guilty. Save the turtle. Like, it's you can't make this shit up. Meanwhile, back in Turtle Land at his house.
Can you please go? I can't go back. Can you please go? I can't go back.
I literally can't. I can't. I cannot. Can you imagine if this was a supporter of the witnesses, right? And there was one person that did a rolling rally. Do you know the content that he would make out of that? Like, let's be honest here. Do we know? Like, what, lady? You're alone for a reason. Did you ever stop and think, right? That maybe, just maybe, you're alone because everyone knows he's guilty. Why don't you call Wildo, the Marlboro Cowboy, call him. Call the chat rats, right? Call them peoples. Call the Aiden peoples and ask them to come show their support for a sewer turtle. You know? Come on. It's wild to me that this lady thought this was a good idea. Turtle said these are the bad people, so I'm going to stop by their homes and say they're the bad people. Also, do you realize that by doing this, you could get him in trouble, right? Like, you could get in, like, they're not very smart, are they? They don't seem to understand that this is not only not good for them. The cat, she's trying to pull the door open now. You can't come in, lady, because you want to keep coming in and then going out. It's not a rally. It's a one-person walk. Now walk it out. Now walk it out. South side walk it out. East side walk it out. It's just as bad as this, this motorcycle rally with walkers. It's a rolling rally with one person. Like, what the fuck is this? I mean, I don't know if the picture itself is from the first trial and she's just using the picture. But that's the I read you what she wrote. She said, not one person showed up for my rally. This was today she wrote this. And that makes me sad. I just want to show Aiden's support and expose those who are trying to wrongly throw him in jail. Here's a fun fact, Gracie. Here's a fun fact. No one's trying to throw him in jail but himself. And he, in fact, committed crimes, ma'am. So that's what happens. You commit crimes, you go to jail. It's kind of like, how it works. Yeah, they can also be subpoenaed, right? And they're not realizing this. Hello, Miss Elisa. Hello, darling. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, Space Ghost. You're late, sir, for a very important date. You guys know you weren't here when I took attendance, okay? I'm going to start taking attendance. attendance. Space Ghost said he was here. You're now here. Freeze said he was here first. So he's here. You're gonna have to start raising your hands and yelling here. Oh yeah, his confidence is just skyrocketed. You know, how could you lose with that many supporters? I mean, he's just a mastermind over there. A mastermind, that guy. Mastermind. Oh. Grave sends $100 and says, "Get ahead." Well, at least I get to keep this one. Thank you, Grave. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Right? I really do need to get ahead. I am so far behind. It is crazy. But that's my, I guess, cosmic punishment for getting sick and having to take days off early in the week. Although I didn't know I was going to get sick later on in the week. So that's just fun. So that was fucking hilarious. Okay, first thing. All right. It's always safe, girl. Stop it. It is always safe. So this was his one fan rolling rally. She was very upset. Okay. She was very upset that nobody showed up for her Free the Turtle. What time was attendance? I don't know. I know as soon as we started and I was late. So I don't know, probably like 2-ish. After I started, I had a phone call from the doctor, so it made me even later than when I had the stream scheduled for. Sapphire Rick's Dog Deli. Ooh, that sounds fancy, Sapphire. Just getting all the spoils. Hey, Matt, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate you, my friend. Birkenstock, nice to see you, darling. OMG. This is just too funny. I nearly pissed myself this morning. I was like, is this real life? Like, is this what they're doing? The Turtle Riders are like all in, bro. They're like, we're doing a one-man rolling rally, bitches. Just a one-man rolling rally. He's very important. The turtle is important. He's wrongfully going to be possibly maybe imprisoned, and free him. He's free, but free him. You can't make this shit up, guys. You cannot make it up. All right. It's effing wild, if you ask me. She was very sad. She was very sad that nobody showed up to do this rolling rally with her. Can you imagine being like Lieutenant Tully and she's like outside your house? Now, here's a fun fact, right? Aiden didn't start going after Lieutenant Tully until he was arrested by Lieutenant Tully. And then he was like, he's bad. He's corrupt. He's the worst. He's like, bro, he's a cop. That's his job, right? It's his job when you're assigned to the DA's office to handle that stuff and then, arrest when those arrests come. Okay. So yes, you are arrested by Tully. And so now these people are like, man, you're bad. You bad man. You arrested a turtle. We shall go by your house with a bullhorn and look like fools to all the neighbors and scream for a turtle that wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. It's a good idea. It's very smart. Stand with me, Turtle Riders. And the Turtle Riders are like, yeah, we don't want to get subpoenaed. We don't want to do that. He wouldn't do that for us, right? At least the smart ones, when there are not many of those, right? But at least some of them know, like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. No, we're not gonna go to a rolling rally. The last time a rolling rally happened, he was charged, and then all those people can be subpoenaed, and they could still be charged if they wanted to. So yeah, not smart. You could be subpoenaed, lady. They could subpoena you. They could. They can say, like, no, this is not inappropriate. Like, if they want, right? It's all fun and games. She had a gut punch. She was very, how are they not embarrassed? That's my question. How are they not embarrassed? His public support is a joke. All right. And it's a joke. And in his mind, he's just as important as Karen Reed, right? He thinks he's going to have all those same crowds at the courthouse when he has his trial. That's why he keeps saying how important his trial is. His trial isn't important, at least not to anybody but him. You know what I mean? It's important for all of the victims he's made over more than 10 years to watch him sink, and watch his battleship get sunk. But it's not important for any other reason. My First Amendment rights are not going to be moved when he's found guilty, and neither is anyone else's. Brain trust, like a brain rot. I feel like it's a brain rot. It's literally an actual brain rot. just get, being a turtle wire just gets into your brain, just starts rotting it away from the core, Right. Whose free speech is he fighting for? Well, he bans anybody that he gives him good advice. You should probably be represented by an attorney in this matter, Aiden. Ban them. Ban them. Ban them. Ban them. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. You're banned. You're banned with the ban hammer. Get in the hole. You told me to get an attorney and be smart. How dare I? It's not funny. This is very serial. This is very serial. Okay? It's very, very freaking cereal. Ooh, frozen veggies. Oh my God. Travel influencer riddled with bleeding bed bugs after one night stay at a popular international hotel. Ouchies. No, thank you. No, thank you. No. Oh, BlackRock. Okay. There's something else. Where is it? I got to find it. These fucking flock cameras. I can't. Free speech, yet he's on a mission to cancel people on social media and YouTube. Yeah, that's what he does. It's only his speech. This is what they, and then when they repeat it, it's so wild to me. It's like they go, oh, well, he's fighting for free speech. No, he's fighting for his right to just be a jackass. He's not fighting for free speech. Are we for real? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, look at that thing. I know it's AI, but like, how freaking awesome is that? Was Aiden sent to a hole? Yeah, he was sent. That's why I think like he likes holes so much, in jail and didn't handle it very well. Or was that Chili de Castro? No, he complained that he couldn't be in general population and cried that he was going to get beat up. So they put him essentially in the hole in a cell by himself, where he was allowed out only by himself, which is literally the hole. You know what I mean? Wowza. Wow. 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 It's just amazing to me how actually not smart some of these people are. And then when that sort of clicks in their head that like you might be right, they're like, but you're just ugly. But your makeup isn't cute. It's not good. You have gray hair. But you're poor. But you're a meanie poopy face. When they realize their arguments have been debunked and the facts are staring them in the face, the only thing they have to do is to go for attacks on you specifically. But you're ugly. But you're old. But you're poor. We don't like your blue eyeshadow. But you're not a lawyer. What do you know? Right? In his own mind, he's Jesus, which is just wild. It's delusional, really. It's very, 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 very delusional. Oh my God. Did you guys know that a private investigator followed around the Flock CEO for 3 days? You guys know all about the Flock cameras, right? Because I've gone over this several times here on my show, and the Flock cameras are basically set up as like a surveillance state. Let's be honest. They're not just license plate readers, because they're being put at parks and hiking trails and fucking gun ranges and in front of people's homes and right near dispensaries and things like that, right? Right? Let's do, we have flat feet. Right? Get off the cross, bub. And so Flock is being, and it's not just Flock, there's two other companies out there. So what's happening is they're getting rid of Flock for the backlash, and then these governments, cities, or counties are replacing Flock with the other version of it from a different company, right? It's mass surveillance, because it's not just a license plate reader as it was fed to the government, or at least to local governments as. It also tracks facial recognition. It could go down to the mole on your fingertip, and it can follow you all around town. They just use Flock cameras, I kid you not, to Axon. Thank you. That's the other one. There's a third one too. I think it's like Samsung or something like that. It's like one of the big companies, but Axon is the one they're quietly replacing it with, because there's so much backlash on Flock. It's not just Flock, it's Axon, it's all those companies, right? We don't want any of them. It's mass surveillance. But the CEO, who has lied endlessly, was followed by a private investigator Check this shit out.
After surveilling the CEO of Flock for 3 days, my private investigator found 3 separate cars, 3 separate routes, and 3 different plates. If the man who made his fortune recording your license plate changes his own every day to preserve his privacy, then what does that tell you about the value of privacy itself? The reality is, the evidence that Flock prevents crime is non-existent. Cities that have been covered in Flock cameras saw the same crime reduction as cities with none, because crime fell nationwide everywhere at the same time. Flock simply stood in front of a falling curve it didn't cause and called it proof.
That's a fact. Listen, Flock, down with the Flock, dude. All right, people are cutting them down. They're doing all sorts of, they're blocking them. Nobody wants that shit, bro. Okay, it can they just used Flock. All right, now use Flock to find fucking missing kids. You think they're doing that? Like, no, what they're doing is they're following a guy from a state where he lives, where it's illegal to get weed there, to another state where he drives over and gets his weed at a dispensary for, you know, legally, and then back to his home to like arrest him for weed. Right? Like, that's what you're using this shit for? Like, are we for real right now? Like, and it's done quite a few other really questionable things, but they're literally tracking not just your license plate, not just your car, not just the bumper stickers on your car, but you. Facial recognition, right? The way your face looks, the tattoos that you have, the moles that you have, the freckles, all right? Yeah, that's the other thing. Women, yeah, in the United States is snitching. Snitches get stitches, I heard, all right? Right? Is it going to find Nancy Guthrie? I mean, it was in effect at all that time. So where are the Flock cameras finding her? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Every cop, I think every government agent, and that includes like, you know, City Hall, that includes Children and Families departments, that includes like, they should all be wearing body cameras. They're government servants. Any government servant paid by the taxpayers should have to wear body cameras. I don't give a fuck who you are, cops or no cops. Like, you're a government servant, you should have to wear a body camera. You don't want to be surveilled like that? Don't work for the government and take my taxpayer money. Thank you. You know, all the mega motions, all the mega jokes. Now, that's the thing, is they're going to sell that data, right, for billions of dollars. So they're going to sell your data, your facial recognition, your car information, your license plate, your shit. They're going to sell to other companies. You know? Oh, yeah. And that's the other big problem. We went over this in a different stream where I showed, I think it was 5 or 6 instances just in that month alone of law enforcement using Flock to stalk their exes, girlfriends, wives, boyfriends, even. There's female officers that have been doing it as well. Not that they didn't already use the license plate system to do that. They did, in fact. But with Flock, all they have to put in is, and Flock goes, oh, we put, you know, these things in so that, you know, they have to tell us the reason why they're using it so it can't be misused. The problem with that is all they have to write is investigation, and it bypasses all of that. And that's what they do thousands and thousands and thousands of times. You know, I won't say the Flock cameras deter crime in my area, but I can tell you our local PD has solved at least 2 murders utilizing the Flock cameras, which is great and all, but I am not willing to trade all of my privacy where they're putting Flock cameras on residential streets, aiming at households. There was one literally this morning, someone posted, and they're like, I just came home and there is now a Flock camera posted on my street with the camera facing my house. If I can see the camera inside my house in 3 different places, it can see me, right? And it can. And it can. I am not willing to have a Flock camera on my personal side street that sees into my yard, that's watching me have, you know, intimate moments with my family, celebrating birthdays, doing all these things that you would normally have privately in your own yard or your own home, right? Like, no, I'm not. Me neither, Grave. Me freaking neither. You know? Well, that's the other thing. You can't exercise choice as a woman. They're using Flock cameras to basically stalk women who need to have abortions or want to have abortions, even if it's for a medical reason. This is what people were warned about years ago. And people were like, no, the government would never do that. Yep. Nope. They will. We have no need for Flock cameras. We have fucking every business has a camera, right? People have Ring doorbell cameras for their own shit. But I know that if I have a camera outside my house to make sure packages and things don't get stolen off my property or my kid's bike doesn't get stolen. Even with that, though, right, I am not running it back and looking at what all my neighbors are doing, right? Like, I am strictly only looking at it when it gives me like a signal that like someone's there. And usually it's like the mailman or my neighbor coming in or out. And even that, like half the time, as soon as I see like a foot, right, or like a face real quick, I know it's just like my neighbor coming in and out of the, because we live in a multi-family, then I just click off of that because I know what that was, right? It's a motion detection and it's my neighbor. I am not going back to watch all of that. I'm not going back to see what each and one of my neighbors. Flock is looking at all of that. All of it. They're looking at it all. The whole kit and caboodle, you know? Everyone, like, not for nothing, but your phone listens to you. Anybody at this point who thinks your phone's not listening to you is a fool, okay? Your phone is listening to you. It is also taking data. So people are like, well, if your phone's doing that, why do you care about flock cameras? Because it's just blatant mass surveillance. Now they're starting to use flock drones. You want a flock drone hovering over your fucking house? Like, no one wants that shit. You know what I mean? No one wants that shit. You know? Yeah, well, there's 0 flock cameras in the neighborhoods right now, right? But as we know, they're starting to roll them out in areas, specifically heavy areas where HOAs are. The homeowners associations are bypassing votes with special rules to get these flock cameras up in residential areas where the HOA owns, you know, like the roadway or common areas, but it's aiming at certain people's homes, right? And so once that happens in one area, it's going to happen in others. What's up, baby? Why are you in here? Oh, she made something for you guys that she wanted to show you.
Made a roast thing up.
Oh. Good
And
job
then
covering your mouth, baby.
there is a little baby tiny orange heart.
Oh, we put the orange heart inside the rose. How cute.
And I wanted to point out this little pink.
I love pink. You know that's my favorite color.
That's why I put it on there.
Good job, baby. Good job. Thank you very much. It's beautiful. Yeah, we're flocked. We're all flocked. You guys probably can't see this, but I'm totally going to show you right now.
Love you to my beautiful fans.
See this fur baby over here? She's just laying on the floor.
Little fur baby. She looks so cute.
Look at her. She's just... Dora! What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. What? You laying down in mommy's office? What are you doing? Hi. What you doing? You just hanging out back there? You just watching me do my show? You want to be famous? Dora wants to be famous too. Okay? She's back here just laying on the floor wanting to be a famous cat. You want to be famous? Say, I'm Dora. Tell them. Say, I am Dora. Say, I am Dora the Explorer. I mean, yes, most people are giving away their privacy with a smartphone, but at least we know what we're getting, you know? Unlike now they're using flock drones, okay? Hello. Well, Dora's apparently just going to monitor this live stream from back here. Are you monitoring us? Huh? Are you watching us? Yeah? You're going to watch it? Oh, you're going to come over? I know it. Yeah? Okay, come on. Want to say hi to the peoples? No? Okay. You just want to lay on the rug right there? Okay, you can do that. That's okay. Yeah, she is a boss lady right now. She's all about hanging out with mommy today. She's hanging out with mommy today, huh? Yes. See, she's very talkative. She talks back. Yeah, see, that's not okay. No one wants to say, I mean, right now I don't have a car, and I'm not even saying that's a good thing. I really desperately need one. But we don't have one, so at least I'm not being tracked by our vehicle because we don't have a damn vehicle. But we need one, right? And I certainly don't want to be tracked because I stopped at Walmart, and then I got on the highway to go to Rhode Island, or my husband had a tournament in Connecticut, which he's supposed to have in 2 weeks. So the Maryland thing's dead. Not enough people can go for the team, so they had to axe that, which sucks. But now they're thinking about doing the big Connecticut one. But I don't know how that would work either, because we would have to get like a hotel in Connecticut for that. And that's still expensive, and we'd still have to figure out how to get to and fro. But yeah, there is a website for Flock. We've talked about this, where you can like look at all of the stats and all that of Flock. You know, I don't get upset with cameras per se, but I think Flock and Axon are going a step too far. I agree with you. Thank you. Unlawful law enforcement. I think a line has been crossed. That's my point, right? I'm for like making sure we're all safe, but I'm not for the government using the excuse of, well, you have nothing to, their whole always excuse is, well, what do you care if you have nothing to hide? Well, tell that to the 3 or 4 people who have already been wrongfully tracked, falsely accused, and then had to deal with those consequences for months because of Flock. Ask any of those innocent people what they had to hide. They had nothing to hide either. They were just going about their normal everyday business. And because they happened to be in a location that a crime happened around that time, and they were in their car, they were falsely accused, falsely charged, right? Tell that to those people. You know? You get a car before 1980, no tracking. I guess that would be true, except your license plate's going to be tracked by Flock, no matter what year your car is. If you don't want tracking inside your car, like in the infotainment system, yes. But Flock tracks it not just by your license plate, but the look of the car, the make and the model of the car, your features, right? Your features, your biometrics, essentially. And they're saving that information. I never gave anybody permission to use my biometrics, right? That's my information. It's your information, right? So that's a problem. I think at this point, yes, the government's gone too far. Well, she's in the window now. I'm like, where is she? I see a tail sticking up underneath the window here. It's like a little to the left of the camera, so you guys can't see it, but like all you can see is a tail. See the tail? Did you see the tail hanging out from behind the... She's she's jumped down. She's like, oh, hell no, you're not gonna be watching my tail. Let's look at my tail, god damn it. But I do think that Flock has gone too far. Yep, wrongly accused of car theft, stealing packages was the one lady. We played that whole thing, right? And imagine what she had to go through with that. The cop was like, nope, it was you. Your car was there, and we know it was you. You're being charged, basically. Too bad. Oh, well, like 100% certain it was her that stole it. It's you on the camera. It's you, right? Because of Flock. Tell that to them. They didn't have anything to hide either, right? What you have to hide is your privacy and your fucking safety. And anybody who's like, well, if you don't do anything wrong, you have nothing to hide, that's just an excuse. That is an excuse to keep sort of interfering in your privacy and your rights. And how dare you push back? If you push back, then the government says you have something to hide. Why do you care if you have something to hide? Anytime I've ever asserted my rights, whether it's with the cops, whether it's with the court system, whether it's with a government entity, whether I've helped somebody assert their rights, which I've done a billion times as a volunteer advocate, right? I get the same pushback every time. Well, that's kind of suspicious. Well, why? Why can't you just do what our policy is? Well, that's not what the law is. Your policy doesn't trump the law. These are the things that you're required to do under law. Your policy does not align with that, right? So, and also my right to do this, this, and this isn't trumped by your policy or you're uncomfortable with it, or you're, oh, I think it's suspicious because you assert your rights. Anytime I've ever asserted my rights with the cops, they're like, well, that's suspicious. Well, why would you do that if you have nothing to hide? Because it's my fucking right to do so. It is my right to do so. It isn't suspicious to invoke my rights. Okay? That has sort of been ingrained in everyone's brain, that how dare you assert your right to do anything? Your right for privacy, your right to freedom of speech, your Second Amendment rights. Like, you have those under the Constitution for a reason, but if you assert them, it is then, you're being difficult, or it's suspicious, or you must have something to hide, or why would you care? Because they're my rights. Everyone should care about your rights. This is why I taught my children their rights from a young age. They should know them and they should love them and enforce them because they're their rights. You know what I mean? That is, yeah, it's not innocuous. It's not a one-off, right? It's happening, and it's happening a lot, you know? Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of ways, but I think Flock goes a whole step further, you know? I don't leave my house much either, Grave. I hear you on that because I don't drive. So I leave only, of course, when I'm going to the store or I have an appointment or, you know, get on a school bus for the kids when school is happening, like things like that. But I don't leave much, right? Because I don't have a car. If I did, I definitely would be doing a lot more things. I'd be able to go to the pond if I wanted on a day, you know. Unfortunately, I can't do those things without a vehicle. It costs a whole lot of money to do Uber and Lyft every goddamn day. Money I don't have, right? But I like think about my kids, my grandkids, like what's it going to be for them if I don't say something? You know what I mean? You know, I gotta at least stand for what I believe in, you know? See, I can't get with that either because use 9/11 for an example, right? And of course I respect your opinion on it, right? But use 9/11 as an example. What did they do after 9/11, right? They decided that we needed better airport security in the way of the government. That's what we needed, right? And now what do we have? We have fucking pat downs with the front of someone's hand touching me in inappropriate areas. If a cop in this state tried to pat me down like that, a male officer to a female, that would be sexual assault. Now, I'm an SA victim. I do not want a strange person in an airport, woman or man, using their hand to go underneath my bra and inside of my pants. Okay? That, as me, is just like re-victimizing a victim. It is very invasive. It's not, there's a reason why I also choose to like drive places. My husband's not fond of planes, and I mean, I've done them, but I am not a fan of it because it fucks me all up. Like I do not want, and a lot of the times just with my tattoos alone, especially if I'm wearing short sleeves where all of my tattoos from here down are showing, they're like, oh, you hooligan with tattoos, let's do a pat down on you. I'm not a fan of that, right? Not a fan of a man or a woman using their hand to go inside of my bra and inside of my pants as some sort of pat down for the TSA. The TSA is over an 80% fail rate. Over 80% fucking fail rate. What the fuck is the TSA doing to keep us actually safe? Not a lot. I'll tell you that much. Not a lot. The studies have shown they're not really keeping us fucking safer, right? They're not keeping us safer. Their fail rates are absurd for catching things in the name of safety, right? Yes, we should have things that keep us safe from people hijacking planes and doing what happened on 9/11. But what TSA has done is so extra and beyond that. And it's not doing anything to actually keep us safe with a fail rate of over 80%, right? That's a huge fucking problem. Anything else that had a fail rate of 80% would have been junked a long time ago. It's a waste of money, right? It's also another excuse to just simply screw us a little bit more, you know? Like, I'm not willing to hand over more of my freedom and privacy to the government any more than they've already fucking chipped away at it in my lifetime. And I'll tell you, they've chipped away a little bit of it, little by little, and then big pieces by big pieces in the last 10 years. Until what? Until we have none left? I mean, you can't call it the land of the free if fucking you don't have any freedom, right? Like, yeah, you're using your car, they track you right back to your house. Now they know where you live, they know your name, they pull up your medical history. Like, they know it all at that point, even if you only get it twice or 3 times a year, you know? Which is good. That's a good thing. I wish I had, more rural. The only part of Massachusetts that's really like technically rural, I would say, is like Western Mass, where the sewer lives, where the sewer turtle lives, out in Western Mass, Teacher, I need a hall pass so I can set a meeting to tell FEMA upper management they're morons, but in a professional way. You shall get a hall pass. I have signed, sealed, and delivered your hall pass. Sapphire gets one too for her cuteness. Does that count? She gets one for her cuteness. I flew a few weeks ago and was able to keep my shoes and belt on. They only pat down on whatever area shows up. One way they patted my waist, the other way nada. Well, here's a fun fact. It might be TMI for all of you. But I have piercings, right? In places you can't see. We'll just leave it at that, right? I have pierced, and they're not my nipples, all right? So I have a piercing in a place that you can't see that is private and delicate, and so it always goes off, right? Instead of them being like, oh, metal piercing, like that's, what is that? They assume I'm like stuffing drugs in my vagina. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not. It's a piercing. And you can tell them, like, it's a piercing. They just look at you sideways, like you're lying and you must still be hiding drugs. Like, bro. So when they x-ray your body and it shows like what looks like an eyebrow ring, right? It looks like sort of like a hook, right? But it's in your private area. They're like, hey, what is that? It's not a, yeah, right? Like, like I can't keep getting the pat down for that. And it's not like they won't strip search you, but like, bro, what do you need to pat me down for? It's beyond your reach of the front of my pants anyway, like on the rim, like it's beyond there. So what's the pat down for anyway? Like, what if I did have a lot of people have their nipples pierced. What if I did have my nipples pierced? Like, what is that? Like, yeah, it's obviously not a weapon, but it's the TSA we're talking about. They love to play a dick measuring contest of, oh yeah, well, you're suspicious. So you have all these tattoos, you might be a hooligan. We're gonna need to know. Like, yeah, it's a fucking piercing. What do you want from me, dude? Like, what the fuck do you want from me? I mean, girl, listen, I live a pretty dull life these days too. I hear you. I just have deep concerns about like what it'll look like in, I don't even want to say 20 years, in 10 years, in 5 years. Like, are they at that point, is there going to be cameras sitting outside of everyone's home on their front lawn? Like that is a problem for me. Like, I don't like that. I like my privacy, like I like to be able to have family or friends over in the backyard and have, a birthday party or let the kids play without cameras being aimed at my kids in their bathing suits or me sunbathing or, you know what I mean? Like, or the cop showing up to your house and being like, oh, your car was in this side of town when like they did to that lady when an Amazon package was stolen and it looks just like you and your car was there. So it was you and we know it and we're charging you. Like, and then that poor lady's like, yeah, no, not me. I can prove it. And they're like, yeah, we don't want to see your evidence and we don't want to look at it. And nowadays, not for nothing, but listen, in one side, I'm pro-police on certain things, but we also have to recognize where they fall short. And nowadays, they fall short on like basic investigative technique. Nowadays, they rely on so much technology, they don't even go out and check to make sure the technology is correct. They don't talk to anyone. They don't investigate shit. Like, they just don't do that sort of boots on the ground, knocking on doors, checking and seeing what information they can find out to actually connect the dots nowadays. They're like, all right, the computer said this, and that said that. We're done here, I mean, obviously, it's not that easy, but it's, as example, like, they just don't do all the same things that they used to do, It's wild. They let her in with it. I mean, you can remove it. I can remove it, but they close really quickly. So it's risky to take it out if you're going to go on like a long flight because it could start closing and then it'd be painful to put back in because it's a really sensitive, thin skin area. And, you can take it out. It's not one that you can't take out. They do have like ones that are like dermal that like don't come out, I guess. Mine does. It's just the ball unscrews just like an eyebrow ring or a belly button ring or a nose ring. Like, you just unscrew the ball and it comes out, but you'd have to put it back in fairly quickly or it can close. So, I mean, at one point I had my tongue pierced. I took that out because the ball cracked on it. And I think I was working for like the next 5 days in a row. And so like by the time I got out of work, there was nothing open to get one. And it closed. And so I just was like, I could have just like jammed it back through. But I was like, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? So I just ended up taking my tongue piercing out and being like, fuck it. Oh, well, you know what I mean? right? A personal eSIM, Mark. I watched a jail show. Okay, so 60 days in. Use that for example, right? 60 days in. You guys remember that show? There was a sheriff, Jamie Knowles from Indiana, I believe it was. Clark County, Indiana. That guy was fucking stealing so much money as the sheriff. It was ridiculous. Millions and millions and millions of dollars went unnoticed for years and years and years. And he lived the fucking high life because he was a sheriff of Clark County, Indiana, right? He ended up going to prison, right? But also his poor wife and daughter got tangled up in that. And that whole story just really kind of hits me the wrong way because I do think the prosecution went a little too far when it came to charging the daughter specifically, the wife too, but the daughter, because he basically admitted like he gave them the cards and told them they could get whatever they needed or wanted on it. And he ran the sheriff's office. So it's like, if he said, and I'm sure he's full of excuses of like, yeah, if you need to get something for yourself, like I just give the money to them to, in case it's the only card you have on you or the one you could, pull out and use accidentally, like I just give them the money, right? I'm sure he was full of excuses. So charging his daughter was something that really got me because it was very clear, even in the investigation, that she was not aware that you couldn't use that card for like personal things because that's what she was told by her dad, and she was an employee. So, you know what I mean? And the same thing with the wife, which is like, yes, it's ignorance, but at the same way, like not everyone knows all the rules and stuff surrounding all of that, right? And if he's running the place and he says, here, you're an employee, here's your card, like you can use it for whatever you need. And if he has excuse, like why charge the daughter and wife? I think that was going the extra route, it was going the extra fucking route to charge the especially the daughter, wild. Oh, I love that. That's not just a Nashville thing. That's a very like, my husband loves that. Just sitting in the backyard with some friends and some music and some food and some drinks, like, maybe get some s'mores out later on. Like that is, I'm telling you, if I had the money to like, for instance, up and move to somewhere like Nashville, my husband would be in his fucking glory. I'm telling you, that man is a country boy by heart. He was meant to be like a cowboy, all right, in another life. I'm telling you, he really was. If I had the money to up and move from Massachusetts to somewhere like Nashville, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I absolutely would. I would do it. I would absolutely do it. I would do it right now. It's too expensive to live in this state. People wear wedding rings they don't remove, so I'm sure they'll let you on with it. Well, I mean, they let you on with it. They let you on the plane with it, but it's the being pat down problem that I have a problem with. It really feels, to me at least, and it might not feel this way for everyone, but me being a former SA victim, like being touched in private areas from a stranger is very, like, not, let's put it this way, not even a cop in the state of Massachusetts can pat me down that way. Has to be a female officer or a matron. A male officer cannot pat me down in those areas in the state of Massachusetts. That's not policy at all. Their policy is female officer or matron. Because you could say it's sexual assault, and also it can re-victimize victims. So why the fuck would we allow TSA to not only do that, but go even further and use the front of their hand underneath your bra, which means touching your breast, so at least the bottom of your breast, underneath your bra, and put their hand on the inside of the rim of your pants. So that is the upper groin area and the upper buttocks area. Like, why the fuck are we allowing TSA agents to essentially grope people? Because we don't even let the cops do that, okay? Like, why the fuck? No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I think everyone's affected in one way or another by mass surveillance, or any other, like any other of your rights being stomped on. Even if it doesn't like affect you personally, it's going to affect someone you love, someone you care about, or eventually when it affects them, it's going to affect you, right? Like your wife, your kids, your grandkids, like it's going to in some way or another, That was a wild story. I don't know if there was a mistress. She wasn't charged. There was a mistress he had like a kid with. It was another employee of like God, I forget what she was an employee of, but he had like a baby with her and he was paying his child support out of the sheriff's office, or no, sorry, the EMS because he was also like a member, like a running the like EMS in that area. And so he was using the money from like the fire department and the EMS to pay his child support to this lady he had a baby with his mistress. Yeah, look up Jamie Knowles. And it's Jamie, I think Jamyme, Jamie Knowles. It's a crazy fucking story, dude. It's a crazy corruption story. A crazy corruption story. If you ever wanted a crazy corruption story in middle of America, just kind of in the middle of nowhere, like that's where the fuck you're gonna find it, you know? Wild. Mike was in the Green Mountains this weekend attending a wedding. I love it. Look at how beautiful that is. This is my dream. It reminds me of the White Mountains, which is one of my favorite places in New Hampshire. I missed that this year. I'm really not fucking super happy about that because I'm gonna tell you that's like my happy place, you know? It's my happy place. Just watching those mountains when you're floating down the river is the most like serene, just like sitting in the sun, but like you're cool because you're like in, it's just like one of the most serene things, like, you know, just one with nature. And it's beautiful. And it's just like, you can just feel the wind blow every time it blows. You know, it's like clean air. Like it's just beautiful. So good for you, Mike. I hope you have fun, my friend, or had fun. Kat, what are you doing right now? Dora's being a nuisance. She's being a nuisance. You know? A absolute nuisance. Yeah, we saw this. This is on Netflix. It's coming 2026, as I said it was going to be. It has like a whole thing. You can get a reminder now, you know? Healy, not a fan. Oh my God. Apparently Kate saw this too. Not one person showed up for my rally. I just wanted to show him support. No one wants to support Aiden, lady. No one. No one. You know? Oh my God. Wow. He is not smart. So what does Aiden do? He starts posting about like small claims cases that Chris Albert has that he's dealing with. Like, sir, all you're doing is, and if these are in the last couple of years, all you're doing is essentially proving that you caused damage to his fucking business so that he couldn't pay these. Are you fucking dense, bro? Like, what planet do you live on, Aiden, that this is a smart take? Right? Like, he had a small claims bill. The judgment was for $5,200, and he lost one for $6,200 not that long ago. Like, so he lost money that he couldn't pay the creditors with because of you. Like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. Right? I would love a road trip. We're going on a road trip. Also, I have officially joined the vidIQ affiliate program. So if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, or you just like to make little videos or things on any social media, vidIQ is one of the places that will show you and help you make better titles, thumbnails, make it seem better, do all those things. There is a affiliate link that I have. And it's vidiq.com/twisted. And you can use that affiliate link to get some amount off. It doesn't say exactly how much, but of your subscription there of vidIQ. I've used vidIQ quite a few times in the past for all sorts of it'll literally tell you, like, if you're give it a title, right? Say I want to title my stream blah blah blah, right? It'll literally tell you how popular the algorithm will make that. You're in the red, right? It'll give you a number. It'll say like 49 in the red, right? 92 will be green, and they might have like 70 might be yellow, right? You want green, obviously, and then it'll give you better titles that will be in the green, okay? In the green. So if you make videos in your spare time, or maybe you're just someone who wants to look at the guesses of the stats of a channel, they have pretty good like guesses of what the channel is, like the numbers of viewers and so on and so forth. It's pretty decent when it comes to the guesses on that, although with smaller channels it's a little off depending on like the genre. But if you just want to use it for that, there's many other things you can use it for. I'm going to put it right here in the chat, vidiq.com/twisted. Check it out for yourself. and it is an affiliate link technically. So I think if you sign up, I get like, I mean, it doesn't charge you extra, but I think I get like 15% or something like that of all the people that meet up. I think the cheapest plan is like, if you do annual, it's like $16.58 a month. But if you do monthly, it's like $19 a month or something like that. And it'll help. You can make AI video, has like AI credits. You know, you can, it'll make you thumbnails. It'll give you ideas for content, you know, it'll help you drive views. It'll give you optimization to drive views, you know. It has like a coach, a literal like AI coach with like deep thinking. You have top creators on there that also sort of help out in different ways. And then they have like a bigger plan, which is like $49 a month, I think, if you do it monthly, a little cheaper if you don't. It's very helpful. I'll tell you that much. It's very freaking helpful. Check it out. It uses Claude AI. It has like a whole script writer too. If you want to write like a script, I don't do scripts, but some people do them for long form videos. They're good to have. And so if you do long form videos, scripts, voiceovers, things like that, check it out. See what you think. Which one of you little sneaky squirrels, by the way, bought the water slide? So I have like when I tag products, I'm going to tag products on your streams, right? I tag a bunch of products. If someone clicks on that product and buys the product, I get like a commission. It can be anywhere from like 3% to 15%, depending on like what it is. I've never gotten anything bigger than that. It's usually like 3 or 10. And the first one I got was someone who bought like the water slide that my sister bought for the kids that I tagged in one of the videos. I got a whole $10 from that. Okay. From affiliate marketing. I got a whole whopping $10.50 from that. So thank you, because I appreciate that $10.50. And I never expected anybody to click on, you know, any of the links of products that I share or products that I tag that are popular. Although it's definitely helpful to the channel when someone does. If you're going to buy it anyway and you just click on it from mine, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. But yes, they had a rolling rally for one, and they're not embarrassed about it, apparently. Not embarrassed, okay? I heard it's Mr. J. Brill's birthday today. So we're going to go ahead and give a big old shout out to Mr. J. Brill. Happy birthday, sir. Happy freaking birthday, my friend. I hope you have an amazing birthday. I hope you have so much fun. You have a happy, healthy birthday and many more to come, my friend. Okay, so where is it? Hold on. I got something else here. Oh, did we know now that Massachusetts has now hit our electricity and our utilities are twice as much as all the other states, which is beautiful. Found that out this morning. That was super fun. Where was the stats? Here it is. Massachusetts residential electricity is now twice as expensive as other states. Thank you, Massachusetts. We appreciate you, you fucking dickbags. For decades, Massachusetts was only 50% higher. Okay. Policy surcharges are a documented growing line item on Massachusetts bills. One recent white paper found mass ratepayers now fund roughly $4.4 billion annually in climate-related programs, including RPS, RGGI, Mass Save, which is a joke, and solar incentives. And that these policy surcharges have quadrupled since 2014, now accounting for nearly a third of every dollar on our bills. Okay? On our bills. So, yay, look at us here in Massachusetts. Look at, here we are above all the other states, way the fuck up here. Okay? Like lunatics. No wonder why we can't afford to fucking breathe. You don't even want to know what my electric bill was this month, and I got to pay that soon because holy fucking yeah, this was the part here where Diller is actually asking for Aiden's like tap. So basically it's like for sanctions and him to show up. So it says now comes plaintiffs pursuant to Rule 45 of the Massachusetts Rules of Civil Procedure respectfully request this court issue an order compelling third party Aiden Kearney to appear for a deposition on August 17th or August 20th. 2. A judge Aiden Kearney in contempt of court for failing to comply with a deposition subpoena served April 14th, 2026, and 3 award plaintiffs deposition costs and attorney's fees as grounds. Ouch. They're asking for deposition costs and attorney's fees, and they want him held in contempt. Damn. Well, I try not to have mine going 24/7. So what I do is at night, I shut them all down except the living room and the bedroom so that everyone's cool when they're sleeping. So the bedrooms and the living room are the only one. I don't keep the one on in the kitchen. I don't keep the one on here in my office. I shut all of those off except for the bedroom in the living room so that everyone's cool in their rooms, because I can't put one in my little's room because she's got like a teeny tiny window and there's only one AC that will fit in her window. And that thing's still like $200 to even buy, or I would have. But if I keep her door opened, and the living room one will cool it enough that it's like, it's not hot, it's cool. But she also has a fan. So we have the fan on and the cool air coming in from there. It stays the same cool as if I left the kitchen one on. So shutting the kitchen one off doesn't make it hotter in there for some reason. Probably because her room is right off the living room and not the kitchen. But when I shut the kitchen one off, and the office, it doesn't actually get any hotter. So that's pretty good. It gets obviously cooler, but it doesn't get like hot. It's still cool in the house. So I keep those ones on at night and shut off all the other ones to try to save, electricity on that. But you are right. Like when you have to keep them on, you have to keep them on, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But yeah, with our rates, we're getting fucking porked with no lube, and the same goes for our gas. It's our state. They're screwing us, and they have been for years at this point. And what can we do? There's nothing we can do. We have to pay for it because we need it to live, right? That's the shitty part. But essentially, the court is now wanting him held in contempt, and they want plaintiff's deposition costs and attorney's fees. So they're asking for both. I am probably sure that the judge will give that. You know what I mean? I'm guessing that. Okay. See, I don't think Jessica Walsh understands how this works. Okay. The CPM isn't like, this isn't what you're getting per 1,000 views. This number, this $34.83, this right here is what people are doing, like with memberships and super chats. Like they take the number of hours you're streaming and the number of views you get. And if, you make $100 that day and 2,000 people watched, right? They split up that $100 between the 2,000 people, and there's an average of what you got per 1,000 people. That's what that number is. It doesn't mean you're making $34.83 per 1,000 views on ads. That's not how it works. I don't understand why people don't understand how shit works. And if that's how, and I think that's, people were saying that's how Machado was reading it too. Like, that's not what that is. That's not how that works, folks. That's not how that works. I don't know why they think it is. It's weird to me. Weird. Speaking of which, maybe I'll start a goal. I don't really do that lately, but I guess so. Why not, right? I'm not planning on being here 5 hours today. I'll tell you that much. I'm planning on being here maybe another two tops, about an hour and a half, 2 tops, about 3 hours. Because I got a couple things I got to do before dinner. So I got a couple people I have to help after this stream. So I'm trying to limit the amount of hours here. But that's not how that works. That's not how it works. I don't understand why people don't sort of look into these things before they talk about them, right? Like, come on, man. You got to know. You got to know, man. You got to know. You got to know. All right. Well, the Muppet Man had some pretty good videos. Yeah. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, where is it? Dang it. Always when I'm looking for something, it never wants to be right where I thought it was. Like, come on, man. This is bullshit, Tucky. Bullshit, Tucky. Bullshit, Tucky. What is happening here? What is this? No. Can't be doing all that. No. Whoa. Nope, that's not it. Oh, here we go. I had it on a bookmark and I gotta play it. Oh, here it is. Dude, love this. Love this. Ready? What is happening here? What is happening? What's happening with the Wildo? What's going on here? What is happening? So there's a whole little clip that someone made, which is quite funny. Oh, look. Oh, look. Secret Service visits a man's house over an Instagram follower. So I watched this video this morning and they literally go to his house and they're like, well, you're not in trouble and we're not here for you. We're not arresting you, but like, we need to know like how well this guy you've been going back and forth with online, like how well do you know him? And this person's like, I don't. He's an Instagram follower of mine. Like, what do you mean? Like, well, we just need to talk about this guy. And the guy's like, I don't know him. What like, okay, there's agents showing up at your house for someone who follows you online. Like, that is over the line right there. That is freedom of speech. It's over the line. Like, what the fuck? What? No, that's weird as fuck. No. I love this one. I'm gonna get smashed for this to play this because
it's like Will. Like Will is not.
Video,
it's like Will. Like
music in it. So like, you know, YouTube doesn't like it. So if you're not watching this right now with me live, then if you're gonna catch this on the replay and all of a sudden there's no audio for this, I apologize. I have it mute like the music, but I don't know if it always does it correctly. So if you're catching this on the replay and for some reason you don't get to hear what's happening here, I would refer you back to Bonnie's replies to check this video on X, but because she posted it, but it is fucking hilarious. All right, check this shit out, guys. Check this shit out. Also, if you haven't already punched the like button in its face and replaced its teeth with chiclets, can we please do that now? I would appreciate it. If you'd like to donate to the channel, we would appreciate any and all help. We are a small channel and we are very far behind this week from being sick, taking days off, and so on and so forth. My sister's surgery is coming up in a week and it's already creeping up on me. So you can do so a bunch of different ways. We have CashApp, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut, Chime. We have our Justice Chat link, which works for credit, debit, Apple Pay, Google Pay. We have an Amazon wish list. And we have our not stickers, jewels now, which I love because they have these things that pop up. They're so cute. And our memberships, you can gift memberships to other people, which is super fun. We are doing a members only live this week. It'll be a nighttime, like late evening, early evening, nighttime one. And so freeze the Jamie Knoll case. Is that the one you're talking about? Because that's one you're gonna want to look into. You're gonna want to go down that rabbit hole. I think you'll be interested in that one. There's actually a YouTube video about an hour long called Tarnished by the Badge, the Jamie Knoll story. And it's a pretty good sort of wrap up of the case itself. But 2024, he was sentenced. So it was around, I want to say 2023 that it started happening, but 2024 is when he was sentenced. So it wasn't that long ago, but I'll spell it for you so you know how to. So yeah, he was the sheriff in Clark County and he was on 60 days in. You didn't remember his face as soon as you see it if you ever saw him on 60 days in. But it's a good rabbit hole. I think you'd be someone who would appreciate that sort of like rabbit hole. Oh, those ones were 2025 and 2026. So yeah, I mean, and I think the one before that was 2024. So Aiden's been at it with them since 2023. You know what I mean? And it's been affecting them since then. You know what I mean? Because he does keep going. You have to remember, like, going after someone for that many years, including still now, right? Like, it has the effect. That's what he's being sued for, right? That it did have that effect. So it's like, I don't know what he's just stupid to even point out, like, oh, look at the damage. Like, cool, Aiden. That's amazing. All right, check this out. It's funny as hell. Funny as hell. He basically calls Will stupid and Forrest Gump. Okay, guys? He literally calls him fucking Forrest Gump.
It's like Will. Like Will is not okay. And I'm not trying to crap on Will here, but like Forrest Gump said, you know, like Forrest Gump was endearing, right? And we all liked him. And Will does not pretend to be an enlightened person. Okay, he does not pretend to be the smartest person in the room. Often I watch Will's show, and he has no clue what he's talking about with some shit.
Karen Reed's on our side, right? We love Karen Reed. We're the only ones fighting for Karen Reed because Aiden called her a cunt. You know, Will said she was a cunt, which I don't even remember doing, but if I did.
And it's funny to watch it in real time, to watch the chat correct him and fill him in on shit. It's kind of funny. He does not try to be a smart person, right? He's just Will. He just gets up there and he's just like, this is the Glare Institute for Legal and shit, or whatever the fuck he calls it. You know, that's funny. Like, people like that. Like, that's interesting. And that's why he succeeds. That's why he's got 2,000 people watching his petty streams. That's why he's got more memberships than I do. Right?
I can't. Neither of them. Forrest Gump is 10 times better than Will ever be. Let's just throw that out there. Yes, of course he's calling people stupid. Says this guy. Says the guy that said his cases would be dropped if Karen Reed was found innocent. You guys remember that, right? My cases are just going to be dropped if Karen Reed's case, if she's found innocent, my cases will just be dropped. Like, is this for real? Is this for realsies? Hold on one second. Like, are we for realsies? I agree with you, Jolie. The one thing you can count on when you hook your wagon to TV, eventually he will unhook your wagon and turn on you in some way. Imagine what he's going to do to Will. Okay? Imagine what he's going to do to Will. One of these days, he's going to go after Will and he's going to say he's lazy, he's stupid, he's sketchy, he has no idea what the fuck he's talking on half the time. He uses petty streams to gain, like, memberships, okay? I hope that people buy memberships to the channel because they want to support the channel. I am not going to force memberships by doing petties behind a members only. I give my people plenty of heads up when I'm going to do a members only. That way they have time to get a membership if they want to. And then that's that, right? Because yes, I have to do members only content for my members. That's kind of the point, right? To having members. But a lot of times it doesn't make sense to start doing it until you have a certain number of members, right? Because you want to make sure you at least have people who are watching and able to watch, right? But it's like, bro, is this for realsies? Like, oh, they're both out sick. Swimmer's ear, maybe? You know, maybe he's got swimmer's ear. Whatever Crash Out members only showcase last night was a drunken shit show. Oh, it's always a drunken shit show. Apparently, Will loves to drink. He drinks quite a bit. Thank you, Miss Elisa, for your $25 donation. She said, Monday goals. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that very, very, very much. Out of that, 1 out of 10. I wrote it on the board. I also got to move this over here. This has got to be moved over here. Put this here. Remind myself of this here. 1 out of 10 out of the goals. See if we can do more on the goals. The Clara studies for urine tests, right? Find fake pee, guys. Allegedly. Green pool water. Maybe check your pool, Aiden. Maybe it was the flies that got him sick. You know? It was showcased on JFK. Oh boy. See, I always miss the nighttime streams. And also I think I'm blocked from JFK, which is weird because I've never had like a bad interaction. So it's like, if you have me blocked, then you simply have me blocked because of Turtle Riders or because of Aiden, and that's fucking weird as hell. Just saying. That's weird. To me, that's strange. That's weird. That's weird. I actually can imagine that. They'd just be burping on each other. It'd be like Rick and Morty. That's what it would be like, except not as smart, right? Just be Rick constantly burping. And if you're a Rick and Morty fan, just that should make you chuckle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd just be like Rick Sanchez, like passed out, drunk, and burping constantly. Like that's what that would be about. My offer still stands to Aiden if he wants to borrow my helmet for his motorcycle run to get on his little Tonka toy. You know, he might have a big wheel. I will let him borrow my helmet, my motorcycle riding helmet, to get on the big wheel so he doesn't hurt his little head. You can save your nub nugs, you know. I'll even let you borrow my riding jacket and my pink riding gloves with the butterflies on them. You know, I will offer these out to you, Aiden, for you to get in your sidecar. Oh, but only if you honk the horn and only if you bring all your friends in a clown car with you. Okay? Just, you know, just say. Just make sure they get out of the clown car. Or if you ride in the sound in the sidecar and you play the circus music. Now, Aiden, when you wear a helmet, there's this thing on the inside, right? See this? You have to connect it when you put the helmet on underneath so that it doesn't, you know, get shake and come off your head. It's got to be nice and secure under there. So you got to use this and you got to clip it underneath and tighten it so it's on there nice and tight and comfy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you know, and if you want air, you just kind of move your visor up a little to get some air, maybe at a red light, you know, or you can do like I do when I ride motorcycles and I leave it open a tiny bit on the bottom, get a little bit of air unless I'm going on the highway and then I close it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, I will let you wear my helmet. And this is very important to me. I love my helmet. Okay. I've had this helmet a long time. I need a new one desperately. I have some scratches here on my visor. And I need a new one. But I love my helmet. Okay. And people stare at me like you've never seen a woman wearing a helmet or on a motorcycle a day in their lives, which is kind of distracting, but I like pink. Hello, Durr. Who wouldn't think that I wouldn't have a pink helmet? Durr. You know? Oh my God, yes. Yes, it was. Listen, they were everywhere. They weren't even just in Boston. They were out my way, right? They were in Rentham. And they're just fun in general. Just so bubbly and full of energy and just so welcoming and kind. And like, that's the kind of stuff I wish I could do all the time. You know, like I'm like that kind of person that likes to do that kind of stuff like all the time, you know? Like I like to meet new people and do new things and, you know, like socialize, you know? Those are the experiences I hope that like one day me, my family, my kids, like we can all do together. Me and my sister were hoping to get a camping trip in before her brain surgery, but I don't think that's happening because like we would essentially have to do it this week or this weekend. And I don't think anybody's got the money enough to do it this weekend. That'd be too quick. So I don't think that's happening. But I mean, those are the experiences that I hope that one day, like, you know, if I keep being consistent and working hard, that like one day I'll have the extra money to be able to like choose to do some of these things, you know, and meet new people and try new foods and go to new places and just sort of, even if it's, you know, a week, a month, or weekends, you know, like those are like all the things that you put on your like bucket list, you know. And I don't get to do things like that a lot, but yes, like I wish that I had more opportunity to be able to do some of those things. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like I would be out doing them, you know. It's definitely less depressing than being stuck in the goddamn house all the time. Although the heat sometimes I have to be, you know, it's getting to do sort of sporadic things like that are always super fun. Super, super fun. The simping is something else. You know, they have opinions every day. You know how opinions are, right? They're like assholes. They're like assholes. I don't think he does brush his hair to stream. I don't think he does anything, to be honest. You know, I don't know. Will can't do anything to anyone. He's piling on Jess right now, but what's going to happen when Aiden does it to him, right? This was a good one. Why the fuck do I keep getting spam calls? Hold on. I love when the spam callers 3 times in a row and they use 2 numbers that are 774 numbers and then they call it an 857 number. Like, dude, you're using my area codes to spoof the numbers, but my phone is still telling me that it's potential spam. So why the fuck are you still calling? Especially because like regular bill collectors and stuff, they can't call you 3-4 times in a row from 3 or 4 numbers. Like that's actually illegal. And they can get in big trouble for that. But these are like those people who are like, oh, your car warranty. I don't have a fucking car. This is the car warranty department. This is house insurance department. Cool, I don't own a house. Thanks. Have a nice day, douche nozzles. All right, check this shit out. This is funny.
There's too much evidence. There's too much evidence to show that he was merely exercising his First Amendment right.
Tell us about that, Will. Show us how he was merely exercising his First Amendment right while petitioning private entities and not the government. When you petition the government, Will, you actually have to, here's a fun fact, petition the government, not private citizens, and definitely not witnesses in a murder trial. But let's listen to Will, because he definitely knows what he's talking about in this clip.
He put himself in that position because he was willing to sacrifice. He was willing to fucking
that's what it is.
Get charged and arrested. He was
willing to make a ton of money, and he wanted a ton of fame. Okay? That's what he was willing to do. Make a ton of money and a ton of fame, and he didn't care what the consequences were, right? He didn't give a shit what the consequences were. It's not because he was willing to expose anything. It's not because he was willing to do great reporting and go document this information and go check. He himself has admitted that he did not confirm anything, that all of the information he got was from Karen or her team. That is not reporting, sir. It's not even close to reporting. Reporting requires you to then go out and try to confirm that information 2 or 3 separate other independent times, like from independent people or documents. Not just, well, the lawyers and Karen said this, so here it is, and this is what it is. That, sir, is called propaganda. That's not reporting.
willing to challenge an entire local government.
Nobody's saying he didn't break a law. He broke the law.
Now, here's a fun fact. That's my stream he's playing in that clip. You want to know how I know? That's my picture right there. That's my wall. That's my totem picture that you guys got me at the whole department. And here it is right here. I haven't even hung it up here yet. Here it is. Okay. See the picture? There it is. So he is essentially commenting on my stream where I'm like, he broke the statute. He broke the law. So he was trying to like petty stream me, I think, one day. And his problem with petty streaming me specifically is that his viewers are going to actually have to hear the facts that they don't want to hear, right? And so I start breaking out the facts while he's petty streaming, and then he has to make dumb comments like that, right? Where it's like, bro, he broke the fucking law. The statute is clear. It's extremely clear. In no capacity did he not break the law. So you're saying he broke the law, but who cares? He broke the law, but it doesn't matter. Do you realize, Will, that his whole persona of Turtle Boy surrounds ratchets breaking the law and having criminal records in or charges, even if they're dismissed, he then still calls them criminals forever and says they did it, even if those charges were then dismissed. So he's saying to me, no one's saying he didn't break the law. Then you are actually saying that. You're actually saying that it's First Amendment protected. That's not true. He broke the law. When you break the law, there are consequences for that, you fucking buffoon.
He broke the law when it comes to the chapter 2813B.
There's too much evidence to show that his intent was to petition the government to.
There's evidence to show his petition. What? Sir, you're saying there's too much evidence to show that his intent was to petition the government. Sir, again, to petition the government, you have to actually petition the government, not private citizens at their homes or other places. Okay. So where is the evidence proving his intent was to only petition the government? Because it doesn't rely on if you petition the government sometimes and then other times it was private citizens. The law is if you did this, it's witness intimidation, right? They are not the government, sir. That's not petitioning the government, you idiot. Did you bother to look over the statute, the law, the rules in the state, how it works? Nope, you certainly didn't. You certainly didn't because you're a buffoon.
Make sure that the right people were prosecuted and the wrong woman was freed.
He doesn't get to decide who or make sure that who gets charged, or who he thinks he likes. He doesn't get to do that. It's not the way it works. And if you petition the government, then you petition the government, not people.
Was freed. The wrong woman who was being accused is freed.
I can't listen to it. It's like banging my head off a brick wall to listen to some of the shit he says. Like, bro, I'm losing brain cells at this. He's breaking, yeah, he did break the law, but he shouldn't be locked up, apparently. I don't know. Mind you, he said that while arguing with my stream, right? So he's arguing with me, essentially saying, Aiden broke the law. You do the crime, you do the fucking time, bro. He knows the law. He knew the law at the time. He chose to continue to do this shit. You got to pay the consequence. That's how the fuck it works, right? So nobody's saying he didn't break the law. What you are saying that. You're saying it's First Amendment protected and he only was petitioning the government, which of course there's evidence to prove that's just bullshit, right? He wasn't just petitioning the government. He was petitioning private fucking people who were witnesses in a murder trial, which literally is witness intimidation. You know? Right? Forrest Gump would have a better grasp. I mean, look at this guy. Are we for real? I can't. Amazing.
You're retarded. I'm not sure. I look kind of downsy. I'm willfully ignorant. So I just don't know. I'm not aware. I'm confused by what you're saying there.
Someone said, it was a comment that he pulled up on the screen and they said, you're retarded. And that was his response. In case anybody was wondering what that end part was. Like, I just want to run that whole thing back so you guys can hear it without pausing.
There's too much evidence. There's too much evidence to show that he was merely exercising his First Amendment right.
He put himself in that position because he was willing to sacrifice. He was willing to fucking get charged and arrested. He was willing to challenge an entire local government.
Nobody's saying he didn't break a law. He broke the law. When it comes to the chapter 2813B,
there's too much evidence to show that his intent was to petition the government to make sure that the right people were prosecuted and the wrong woman was freed. The wrong woman who was being accused is freed.
I can't.
You're retarded. I'm not sure. I look kind of downsy. I'm willfully ignorant. So I just don't know. I'm not aware. I'm confused by what you're saying there.
No. It goes after Turtle Boy enemies now. That's it. Forrest Hump. Doing the wilderness. I mean, what? So his argument while playing my stream and trying to do a petty was, nobody's saying he didn't break the law. Then what's your argument? What's your argument? Hello? What's your argument then, Will? What is if you're admitting that he broke the law, then what's your fucking argument, sir? That's the end of the argument. He broke the law. End of story. What's the argument then? Why are you still arguing First Amendment? Meh. Aiden, meh. Like, what are you? I'm confused as to what you're still quite arguing at this point if you've admitted that he broke the fucking law? Like, I'm confused. It's wild, right? Too big to remember. He does not need help to put him in jail. You know? We're just going to call him Gump the Glare now. Gump the Glare. Willie Gump. Just Gump of the Will, Willie Gump. Run, Will, run! Run, Will! Run! Sir Gump a lot over there. Sir Gump a lot. I can't focus. I need to focus. Focus! It's Wildo. It's Willie Gump. Run, Will, run. Run. Run, Will. Run. Forrest Gump on steroids. Forrest Gump drinking. That's what it's like. Run, Will. Run. Just run. Run, sir. Run. We're just going to call him Willie Gump from now on. And then Aiden can be, you know, the starring shrimp, you know? Like fried shrimp, Gump shrimp, shrimp, starring shrimp. But now every time he like dodges an argument and has no argument, we just repeat, Will, run! Run, Will, run! Sir Gump a lot. Sorry, my phone is going crazy today. All right. We had a book as kids called Stig of the Dump. He kind of reminds me of him. Probably TB is guilty of what I heard him say. He did say that. He was arguing with me too. Imagine that. Of all things, he's literally arguing with me in that clip. Of all, like, that's the argument you have to me, sir? Because as you can see, that's my stream right there. So he tried to put me on as a petty is what he did, right? He tried to put me on, tried to do a petty stream. But again, like I said, the problem is when you put me on as a petty stream, then your audience now has to hear facts, right? They have to hear things that you don't want them to hear, or they might, I don't know, think for themselves and actually go and look, right? And I noticed it. I don't know who made this clip, but I noticed it the second time I watched the clip. And I go, hold the fucking phone, dude. That is my stream because that is my picture and that is my old setup. See the picture? Matches the picture. That's me. That's my stream. So he's essentially arguing with me that's what? Well, nobody's saying he didn't commit a crime, that he didn't break the law. That's committing a crime. You break the law, you commit the crime, sir. That's how it works, dumbass. Right? He's arguing with me about what exactly? Argument over. He committed the crime. Cool. You admitted it. Thank you. Why are you still arguing with people to this day about it? Like, I'm wondering. I'm asking for a friend. If you know, so B-Dog made it. B-Dog made the clip.
There's too much evidence to show.
So he even like tries to cite the law that he supposedly, you know, says that he actually broke. So it's like, what's the argument still?
Chapter 28, 13b.
He's got to look over at it. He literally had to write it down. Look at him. He's like, chapter, whatever there, chapter ABC. What? Fucking Captain Crunch wrote the shit down wrong. Right? He didn't send him the script that day. Chapter ABCD? I don't think that's right. Fucking cuckoo for
The
Cocoa
law.
Puffs.
He broke the law. When
Nobody's
it comes to
saying that he didn't break the law, then what are you saying?
an entire local government, nobody's saying he didn't break a law. He broke the law.
Well, what the fuck are you saying then, sir? We're confused as where the argument is. All right? Where is the argument? What flip on who, though? I mean, he already doesn't like Aiden. That's not like us, you know what I mean? We already know that he doesn't like Aiden. I mean, if he's subpoenaed to testify against Aiden, I'm sure that's not going to be good for him. In the same way that if Jen Altman is subpoenaed to testify against him, that ain't going to be good either. That's not gonna be good. That's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. So fucking funny. He did a petty. All right, that's what Will did last night. He did a petty. Apparently, Will is very upset he's not getting donations or super chats anymore. So he's doing lots more petties these days to try to get like the membership fees in because he's not getting a ton of like money anymore, even though he might have a ton of people watching. They're not appreciating the content enough to like pay him. And it's like, because you have no idea what you're talking about 99.99999% of the time, unless it's maybe about alcohol. I don't know. Like, I don't know. On Karen, I don't think so. I doubt that. I mean, they're like very close friends. I don't see that happening. Well, you have to remember that a lot of people do think she's guilty. So there's different, everybody has a different opinion on that. But I don't think that that's ever going to happen. They, as far as I understand, are still good friends. So, I mean, is it possible? I guess. I mean, anything's possible for sure. I mean, it's not super recent. I moved months ago, so it's got to be within the last year, I'd guess, though, or at least a year and a half. I moved in February, so it's, from middle of February back to last year at some point. So I think they decided not to because of the civil cases, and I don't think that's going to help them. You know what I mean? You can't get on a YouTube stream just like Aiden's doing now and talk about a bunch of shit while you have civil cases going on, because that just wouldn't help, I love that for him too, No, but she still has civil cases, and she can still be found liable for the civil cases. So, yep, that's my background. So that's why they didn't do. Listen, I always think of it as like if I'm the attorney, right? If I'm her attorney, if I'm your attorney, if I'm that person's attorney, like I always think of it from that perspective. And if I am her attorney, right? Like I'm telling you to not do that while you have multiple civil cases open, because anything you say can and will be used in that civil case. So it's best to just shut the fuck up, unlike Aiden, because he doesn't know how to. And not say shit that will destroy your cases that you could be held liable for, like it's best to wait until after that stuff is over before you go, doing YouTube shows and whatnot, So that would be my best guess, is that's exactly why that didn't happen, is because you can't just go around talking about all that while you have all these other things going on, especially with civil cases, because they can use all of that, look at the shit Aiden says. Look at all the fucking shit that dude says. He tapped out on today's bus stop live. Okay, he did that. So, well, Aiden flipped on her, right? He flipped on her. They were, I don't know if I would call them friends, acquaintances, whatever, right? And then he let out of the bag that he lied about the fucking image that we all knew was real with Alan Jackson with his arms around her during the deliberations during the first trial. We all knew that was real at the time. We know where it came from. We know who took it. We got the metadata. We know it was real. 2 different independent media places also got the metadata, checked it, made sure it was real before they posted stories on it. And so he decided to sort of let the cat out of the bag when he got mad about him recording her. And he was like, well, there were some things that she did that made her not look good, and we had to lie about it. And we had to tell everyone it was fake and it was AI, but it wasn't fake and it wasn't AI and it was real. But we lied about it because it made her look bad. And of course, he just started letting all this shit out. Right. And so it's like Aiden flipped on her, and said some shit. It wouldn't shock me if someone else did, but that's kind of how, to be fair, these fair weather people are on the interwebs. You know what I mean? Like when you're dealing with people who follow Aiden, none of these people, I think, know whether they're their ass from their elbow at this point. So, you know, yeah, I don't get it. To me, it was weird. If you're going to start a civil suit yourself, like that's your choice. You don't have to do that. You know what I mean? It's one, if you're a defendant, you don't have a choice, right? You have to participate. But if you start a civil suit, that's weird. You know? I mean, hey, I'm not saying it couldn't happen. It could. Anything's possible. But I just know they were super close, like super close. So I know that probably the reason why they didn't do the YouTube thing, at least, I don't know about other shit, but the YouTube thing is because of all the ongoing civil matters. It wouldn't make sense to do a YouTube like show or stream about all of this while you have civil matters that you're a defendant in that they can use against you. This I can't with this. Like, did anybody see this wild like, okay, listen. When I said Grant needs help, I meant that. Okay, I meant that. Okay, John was not doing overtime while drunk after a Pats game, by the way, right? And then people have to show him there was no fucking Pats game that day, you idiot. Okay, there was no Pats game. This is a screenshot of John O'Keefe talking to friends, saying he's letting his 3 buddies who were doing like overtime basically go, and he called them whores because he's a guy, right? And he's like, I'm gonna let these 4 hoes go home, right? Like, he meant a 4-hour minimum, as in a 4-hour minimum of like the OT time. Okay, like that's what he was talking about. And again, if you know all of the texts that are there, not just this one screenshot, then you know what he was talking about. And his friend, of course, responds, ha ha, because he's talking about his other people, right? Other cops that he's letting them, like, I'm gonna let these assholes go home is basically what he's saying. They have a 4-hour minimum they have to work before I can let them go home. But now it's been 4 hours, so I'm gonna let them go home. And here's Grant pushing a conspiracy theory of easily disprovable shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, easily disprovable shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, you lost the plot a long time ago, bud. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, there was no Pats game that day, you fucking weirdo. Like, what are you talking about? Like, when you just say blatantly false shit like that and then spit it out as facts, dude, and say it's true, like, that's a problem. Look at my, she brings me a cheese and a cup of mac and cheese. Look at her. Look at you. Thank you, baby.
I know you can't get up and make it.
Oh, you're so sweet.
And I know you would probably be hungry.
Oh,
Probably be hungry.
thank you. You drinking your water? This is the cough, yeah. Okay. You gotta take your medicine later. Here.
Daddy, it's home.
See that cough? It's hacky, right? It's viral, the doctor said for her. So the only thing we could do is give her the steroids they have her on. So it's like every time she makes one of those coughs and it's a deep, deep cough, I want to just like make it stop for her, and you can't, you know what I mean? So it's like she's been sleeping in my bed, sort of like half propped up, so that she could sleep, you know?
I love you guys. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Thank you.
Mac and cheese is still hot.
Oh, it's still a little hot. Okay, I'll wait then. Thank you, baby. My poor baby. My poor. I mean, she feels fine other than the cough. It's just the cough, and it's like, it. The doctor told me he's been seeing kids that it's been taking 2, sometimes 3 weeks to get rid of it, and I'm like, it's. Half of the family has strep and the other half has this viral thing. So it's like, my mom just tested positive for strep yesterday. So my mom, my nephew, me, my sister's fiance with the strep, then her, my niece, and who was the other person that had the cough? No, I just said that. Yeah, and she's only like a smidgen older than your little. But I mean, that it's just like that hacky, sort of like almost croupy cough. And as I asked the doctor, like, is it croup? He's like, yeah, not quite, but it's croupy, but it's not croup. But it's like, other than that, she wants to like get back out there and like go do all the things. And I'm like, kid, you gotta just rest while you got the cough, because we can't have you running around with that hacky cough, even though it's only viral. You get other kids sick and stuff. So trying to just keep her busy in the house doing things cool until it gets a little better. I mean, it's definitely gotten better, because it used to be like every 10 seconds, like for the first day, and it was awful. Brought her to the urgent care and was like, listen, this is not like, what are we doing here? And the doctor was like, we did the strep, came back negative, so they says viral, but we got to do steroids for the cough. So, and it did help. The doctor didn't think it would. He was like, it's just kind of like he didn't want me to give it to her right away either. He was like, I want to see if it gets worse, then give it to her, but don't give it to her right away, because sometimes it just doesn't even work or do anything. Although it did, thank God. It did, because I was like, so you know how it feels as a parent. You're like so helpless as a parent. You're like, I just want to take all the pain away, right? Just want to make it stop for you. And then I got a sore throat, but I didn't have the cough, right? And so the doctor said to me, he's like, normally, sometimes you get a cough with strep throat, but mostly you don't. Mostly there's no cough unless it's like just like a quick, real quick, like from postnasal drip. And so I have gotten those little, coughs from like just the pain in the postnasal drip. But she has been that. So she's got the viral. I have the strep. And then my nephew has the strep. And my mother has the strep. And my niece has the cough. And my sister's fiance has a sore throat. He did a swab for strep, but it didn't come back. The culture didn't come back yet. It was suspended today. I don't know. I'll have to ask. It's a good question. Probably because they do what they do to me, which is like mass report her until something sticks, basically. It's unfortunate, but they do it all the fucking time. All the fucking time. They don't like a lot of facts, okay? They don't like it. Oh, here's his update on why he's a sicky baby. He said, quick update. If you watched Saturday's show, you saw me touching my right ear a lot during the show because it was hurting. I woke up Sunday almost unable to hear out of it and had pain from my ear following a nerve down to my neck. Went to urgent care and they flushed out both ears and said I have a really bad ear infection on the right. It hurts like balls, so they gave me eardrops, which makes the pain worse. Well, yeah, dirts to get rid of it, sir. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Antibiotics, and I'm basically living off Tylenol and ibuprofen. When the meds wear off, it feels like I'm being poked something sharp in the ear, and I basically didn't sleep at all last night because of it. I have to lay on my left ear exclusively. They said it should be better in 48 to 72 hours after getting my ears flushed. Hope to be back at it tomorrow, but I'm pretty useless right now. Sir, maybe don't swim in, right? Like, I'm sorry, but that's like, I hate when anyone's sick. It sucks, but like, karma? I don't like being sick myself, but karma's a biatch, motherfucker. You know? I can't. Wild. So yeah, so I have to show you guys this fucking ridiculous clip. I think I'm pretty sure I saved it of Grant's epic meltdown here. I don't know, like he needs to like, stop losing the plot. Oh boy. What is happening here? What's going on here?
He doesn't care about anything. He just cares about the money. He's advertising his link now. God, 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 God.
You're right.
His link now. God, 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 now. God, 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 God.
What's happening here? Can't you see? He doesn't care about anything. He just cares about the money. He's advertising his link now. God, 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 now. God, God.
What is happening?
He just
right
cares
now?
about. You see? Can't you see? Can't you see what's happening here? Can't you? He doesn't care about anything.
I
He
don't
just cares
know.
about the money. He's advertising his link now. God, 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 God. He's advertising his link now. God, 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 God.
How much did he have to drink?
His link now. God, 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 God. He's advertising his
Crash
links
out,
now.
bro.
He's advertising his links now.
Crash out, aisle 1. What the fuck is really going on? I can't. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. I just don't get it, right? Like that. What in the actual fuck? Are like? Is this? Do people watch? I'm confused. I am confused. I'm very, very confused at what the fuck. Oh God, a CFO of a Boston area spinal implant company. Well, that's wonderful. Sentenced to prison for conspiring to pay more than $540,000 in bribes to surgeons disguised as sham consulting fees to use company products. Wow. Well, that's scary because, as you guys know, my daughter's spine is fused to her neck. She has to have surgery at some point for that. And I don't know if they might have to use like a medical company like that for a product like that. And damn. Yes, there is an ongoing investigation right now, criminal investigation into that. And there has been for a while. I don't know when and if they'll charge or close or what. But there is an ongoing investigation into witness intimidation into Karen at the moment, but that's been open for quite some time. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, building a case takes time, I guess, but also you never know. Did they close it? Did they charge? Like, I don't know. But yes, the answer is yes, because there's already investigation happening right now. He's not cleaning his pool. He's definitely not checking the chlorine levels. He's definitely not doing the chemicals when he's supposed to, and then testing the water. Water testing kits are super cheap. And they literally tell you right there in the testing kit, like what you need a little more of, what you need a little less of. It's really not hard. There is no way he is shocking his pool. There's no way he's putting the chlorine pucks in if it's for his filter or the chlorine in his pool. Like, he's just not. There's no way. A fly laid eggs in his ear, right? They had babies in his ear. In his ear canal, all right? I can't. I'm first in line to give Turd Boy a taste of his own medicine when it comes to talking shit. He's vile trash who makes money off being a scumbag. It's only okay when he talks trash. Don't ever return the favor because that's just mean, right? Well, that's what he claims, right? He's claiming now. This is what Kate Peter tweeted after finding out my mother died. Now Jessica is cozying up to her, asking the deadbeat mother who lost her kids to abuse, which that's not true, and that's not what happened, to be her special guest when she gets back from her vacation. This is who Jess Machado is. Like, oh, I'm sorry, Aiden. You have to approve or not approve what anyone does with their show. You can have on whoever you want. You can be friends with, plenty of people who've been charged with violent crimes against children and women. Those are perfectly acceptably and okay people, though, right? Like, Will and Purple Kool-Aid and Ray. Those are, they all have criminal histories and crimes, violent crimes on their records, but they're perfectly acceptable and okay, right? I mean, how much more of a hypocrite does one person have to be before people go, Wild Irish Colleen hit the nail on the head. He's truly stupid and has no self-awareness. He's a joke to smart, normal people. He, in fact, is a joke to smart, normal people because we all go, what the fuck? Maybe somebody said that earlier, Queen. I literally freaking almost fell on the floor. Someone on Twitter was like, maybe it's the brain-eating amoeba, whatever you call those things. Like, it's those little things you get from like swimming in the lake or pool, and it's like the brain-eating one. Like, that's what, you can get those. Maybe it's that. I think that was the Claire trying to impersonate Grant. I mean, it could be. It could be. I got to find the clip of Grant. Just fucking, I thought I know I saved it on my phone. But people are getting interior designers for their dorm rooms now. Who the fuck gets an interior designer for their dorm room? Listen, here's the thing. If I'm getting an interior designer, I'm getting an off-campus apartment. I am not getting a quote interior designer for a dorm room. I'm just gonna get an off-campus apartment. Also, fun fact, a lot of places don't offer, like, this looks like a one-person dorm room. Usually they offer at least 2 people dorm rooms. But like, what is happening?
Excited about that. And then obviously
Oh, Southern
so
people.
we have the cafe curtains to shut them, but we don't have.
I hear the Southern accent.
I wanted some light to filter through so that it feels bright in here, and because you need to get up and go to class, right? Like you need that.
Where's she supposed to? Where's the studying area?
That slides so you can get to your dresser. Okay. And stuff underneath.
Amoeba, that's what it is.
We have
Amoeba.
this Apple quilt. I love these. I have a light one underneath for you, and then I have another light blanket back there because I don't know if you get hot. Also, y'all, this is those lily line hampers that we were
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
You just like
That's a closet, I'm guessing. Cool.
It's so amazing. Okay, so and then Carrie Pittman art, y'all. She is like she is in.
Okay, so this is a dorm room, and they're just showing the same 3 things over and over and over. Like, where's the other side of the room, bro? They don't even show you the other. Like, why the fuck? Right, the weaves are the weave is showing on her hair too. You can see the tracks on her hair. Like, what? I don't think that's necessary. I don't think you need interior designers for dorm rooms. I think that's a little extra. Like, get her an off-campus apartment if you want to do that, right? So you do the whole apartment. Like, that makes more sense. Like, I don't know. I would never pay for that. That's what it sounds like to me. Like 2 minutes at Target shopping with enough money, you can make it look like that. I mean, if you can afford it, I guess, but I feel like if you're going to do it, why not do it in an apartment, not just a dorm room? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's, in my opinion, I feel like it's a waste in just a dorm room, right? Like, I would say if you're going to do it in an off-campus, like, apartment, so you can do the whole, like, apartment and not just, like, one tiny little space. You know what I mean? I mean, they probably do feel like Danish prisons. They're tiny. But they also have, like, there's not a ton of, like, the one-person ones. Usually it's, like, 2 people dorms. You even have some that have, like, you might have, like, your own, quote, room, but then there's a door, and it goes into, like, another room with another person's room, and then another door, and it goes into another person's room. And then there's, like, a common area. So, like, some dorms are weird. There are growing concerns for a U.S. Marine veteran from Lowell, Mass, who is currently detained in Russia after advocates allege he's on the brink of death because of years of physical and psychological torture he has been subjected to in prison. He's in Russia, apparently. The deflocking will continue until privacy improves, and people are just going to apparently just keep cutting down these flock cameras. That's what they're doing. Another shooting this morning in Lewiston, Maine. Okay, so let me explain to you Lewiston. All right, I lived in Portland. Fun fact, I worked in Portland as a dancer. Yes, I did. At Platinum Plus. And back then, my boyfriend's grandmother was dying. And so we had to go to, it was about like 4 hours away. So we had to go through past Lewiston. And I forget the name of the city we had to go to. But why the hell do I have a cut on my arm? Oh, was I picking the cat up earlier? Probably from her little claws. But Lewiston is like, how do I explain it? Lewiston is a crime-ridden area in Maine. It is more like, what's here in Massachusetts? Brockton, Fall River, Dorchester. That's Lewiston, Maine. So think of a very crime-ridden city in your area that you wouldn't want to live in. That's Lewiston, Maine, right? And I know it sounds weird saying there's something like that in Maine, but there is.
Monday afternoon, John with the Maine Wire, just before 1 o'clock. I'm on the corner of Bradley and Ash Street in Lewiston. Here's what we know so far. At approximately 4:45 this morning, there was a gun shooting again. That person was transported to the Central Maine Medical.
Did he just say there's a gun shooting? I mean, what kind of other shooting would there be? A Nerf shooting? A paintball shooting? Like, sir, did you just say a gun shooting? The fuck kind of other shooting would there be, sir? Do you want to let us, I mean, paintballs? Gel bullets? Like, what
Okay, what the? Did he just say gun shooting? I thought that's what I heard.
Again, that person was transported 5 this morning. There was a gun shooting. Again,
He did.
That person was transported to the Central Maine Medical Center. I am told that that person has sustained a chest wound injury.
Bow and arrow?
I've heard multiple reports on the condition. Nothing that we can confirm yet, but the initial reports are that that person's in serious condition. You have a Lewiston police officer right behind me. They are on Bradley Street. Right down the street down here, there is a Maine State Police crime lab van, which means that this is probably a serious
Crime
incident.
scene?
Usually,
Yeah, that means it's a crime scene there, Bubby.
this house behind me, right here on the corner of Ash, being told by multiple sources, a known drug house in the area, unfortunately. You can see right over my shoulder here, the state police crime lab is here. Lewiston fly overhead that people said that they don't often see too much in the neighborhood either. So a lot going on here in Lewiston.
He said a fucking gun shooting. Like, sir, what kind of other fucking shooting, right? Were they bow and arrows? What other kind of goddamn shooting would it be? Like, how dumb do you think the people are that watch you, sir? I'm confused. The fuck do you think? Hello, darling. Hello. That's okay. You're behind. You just put it on 1.5 or 2 and make me sound like a chipmunk. Yeah, it's pretty fake. I mean, I laugh a lot, but I laugh because you guys make me laugh and because some of the shit is so ridiculous that if you don't laugh, you just might scream because it's so fucking insane. So I have to laugh. I laugh quite a bit with you guys here, but I think his laughs are more like, get him to the smart. Turtle loves me. It's not more like, that was a funny. Look at you guys love me. There was a shelter in place in Durham, New Hampshire, on the UNH campus. Oh, damn, that's no good, right? Oh, camera could be camera shooting. People are just firing cameras at one another. Like, he should know how to stick his head in things. He's a turtle. That's true. He goes into his shell a lot, though. Pick my brain. Turtling something's off, use rhetorical tricks all the time. The true crime community isn't used to that, and they miss it. They do miss it. They miss the play on words that people use, right? I try not to do any of that. But they often, instead of talking about a subject head on and the issues pertaining to the subject head on, they play games with words. They play games with words because they can't say what's actually true or, then it doesn't align with what they're trying to say. So they have to go around things or basically talk in circles instead of talking directly, And if someone asks a question like, well, how could Aiden be innocent if he actually broke the criminal statute and it's pretty clear? Well, it's ambiguous. It's overly broad. That's the argument. It's still the law. And it's also was upheld as constitutional. So that argument's dead in the water. Okay, you don't have to like it. It can be broad, but guess what? It's the fucking law. All right, it's the goddamn law. And something's off. That podcast is going to learn real fucking quick, that Aiden cares about absolutely no one. Everything that those people running that fucking show stand for, Aiden hates with a deep-rooted passion. And if they did 10 seconds of actual research on who he was, they would realize that he hates gay people. He doesn't like people of color. Okay, he doesn't like anything that is in the LGBTQ genre at all. All right. He's not a fan of women in general. All right. And he's made very public statements about all of those individual things for many years now. So how can someone who uses pronouns of they, them, then say, Aiden's a good guy, he's great, he's amazing, he hates anybody who's they, them, has a problem with it, but I'm a they, them, and he's great, he's amazing. It's money, it's clicks. There is no other reason you would simp so hard for someone who hates everything that you stand for or you claim to be about. And I mean everything. Unless you're making money off his viewers, right? Like, that's it. It's the only fucking reason. It could be a fashion shoot. Maybe we were just like, and post and smile and post and smiles. He said gun shooting. Like, what kind of shooting would it be, sir? Any tips on how to break that down for people who don't get that because they're not political? That has been, I feel like, one of my biggest struggles to getting people to sort of understand what's happening here is they don't pay enough attention, right? So Aiden might say something like, I had to pick my kids up at 9 a.m., right? And then the next sentence be like, yeah, and I was at the Leominster courthouse by myself at 10:30. Well, how did you, if you picked your kids up at 9:30 and then you had no babysitters, nobody could watch your kids for a deposition, how the fuck were you at the courthouse at 10:30, right? Like, it goes right over their heads. And I'm not saying he said that. It's just an example I'm using, right? But he will lie and then give a contradiction to that lie right after. And they don't pick up on it. They don't even, what I would say is pay more attention to every time he tells a story and how much it changes. Because it will change every time and depending on who he's telling it to. Okay? Go back to see what the first time was when he told the story and what he said and now what he says, right? It evolves every time because it isn't the truth, right? He can't tell the truth and he forgets what lies he's told at this point. And so I say, pay attention to how many turtle riders are in some of these channels. That's where their money is coming from, right? So they're bending to what they think those people want to hear. So they'll keep subscribing. It is more until our viewers, and that includes all of you, right? Until our viewers start showing people that the truth matters more than just hearing what you want to hear and having your thoughts confirmed. Until that matters more, until we start supporting the channels that are like, supporting them more than you support the shitty ones, like, until that starts happening, I don't think creators are going to make the leap into being honest like that because it's not lucrative. It's not lucrative. It's a struggle. I struggle with keeping this channel running and being able to pay bills, and I shouldn't, but I do. And that's because I'm not willing to do some of the sneaky shit that some people do. Everyone expects you start a channel and you go from 0 to fucking 50,000 immediately or within a year. They actually expect you to go 5 years before you ever break 10,000. That's what they expect, right? That's the expected rate. It is not meant to be fast like that at all. And until people start showing that it's lucrative to just be you, just tell it like it is and give your opinions, even if it's not what everyone wants to hear, right? That people can at least know what they're going to get and respect that your opinion might not be the same as them, but they're still welcoming your community with their opinion, right? Like that, until people start sort of rewarding that from all of the creators that are doing that, then what does it show them? It shows the other creators that they need to fall in line with the people making the most money, right? They need to fall in line with the people who are moving up and up and up and up in the money, right? Like they need to do what they're doing. And so until that sort of changes, like that's what they're going to keep. That's what they're going to keep following. They're going to keep following this. Let's just do what they're doing and say whatever we need to say to get these people to support us. And it's like, it's sad at one point because it makes you think about the integrity and the self-respect people have to give up to do that. And then it makes you wonder how they could give up themselves, their self-respect. I wasn't willing to give that up for a regular 9-to-5 job. I'm certainly not going to give that up when I work for myself, right? Like I also have been through some pretty traumatic things in my life. And I think those things taught me that I will never allow another human or humans to ever control what I say, what I do. And that I think comes more from the abuse I dealt with being in a domestic violence relationship and having somebody basically control your every move, your thoughts, your emotions, your everything, your literal everything, your money, your everything. I I will never allow anyone to ever do that to me again. And maybe, when you haven't been through it, I guess it's easy to fall into that trap. But make no mistake, a lot of these creators are fully aware of who Aiden is. They're ignoring it. And, it's good for them right now because they're making the money. What's going to happen when he blows up their battleship? It's not going to be so good for them anymore. And then they're going to come crying. Well, and that's the other thing is there are plenty of people who weren't full warned, right? I had no warning on who the fuck Aiden was. A lot of people didn't have a warning on who he was until we had to find out for ourselves. A lot of these newer people now have had full warning on who he is and the shit he's done, and they've chosen to blindly not look. Or look and just not care because it's bringing in them money, right? Like, listen, we all need money. We all got to pay our... This one fucking fly that my cat has not caught. My kid left my fucking window open and I haven't been able to... For 2 days. I don't know how it's still breathing. She left this... As you guys can see, she left this window open and she tied my... She loves to do this. She takes like a hair tie and ties up the bottom of the curtain. And now my curtain's all crinkled because she tied it up and she opened the window. She was sitting on the rug down here with the cat, watching a video on the computer. And this fly came flying in and it's been in here for fucking 2 days. I'm going to start being like Aiden. I'm just going to start spraying fucking Windex and yelling, "Get down. Get down, bitches." It's just one fly, but I can't get it. Can't get it. I'm going to get it, though. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. You know what question? Oh, you're right in line with his meal of food. Yeah, meal of food. An idiot. You know what question always comes to me? How is watching your own children, which she calls babysitting? It isn't. That shit drives me nuts. And it's mostly, I love my men of this channel, but it's mostly men that I see saying that. Well, I'm babysitting my children. You're not babysitting your children. They're your fucking babysitting is what you pay someone to do. Okay? You pay a babysitter to come and watch your kids when you're doing something, right? That is what babysitting is. You don't babysit your own fucking kids. They're your goddamn responsibility. Okay? If my husband ever said I'm babysitting my daughter, oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. Although my husband would never say that. That's the point. Fun fact. He would never say that. So, I mean, I've heard plenty of dude be like, "Well, I'm babysitting my children." It's your children. They're your responsibility. You're not babysitting your children. And yes, watching your children is not an emergency. It's not an emergency. They're your kids. They're your responsibility. You should have set that apart ahead of time. Even if there was an emergency with the mom, you have other family that absolutely probably could have watched them. Come on. Much truth is told in jest. It's unfortunate what happens. Childcare is not a reason, but it maybe cost Turtle Boy a lot of money and sanctions to watch his kids that day. Would have found a babysitter. He could have done a billion things. He simply didn't want to go. He was sending emails, which this is the part that he leaves out, right? Is that he was sending emails to his attorneys, to the attorneys, to Diller, days in advance, saying, "I'm just not going to come." Then he had Bradle call, even though he's not representing him, and say, "Oh, well, he's just not going to come because, he has a Fifth Amendment privilege, so he's just not going to show up." Oh, my kids are pushing my buttons today. I don't think he teaches them anything, to be honest. I don't think he teaches them anything. And let's be honest, he doesn't fucking care about anyone's First Amendment, okay? He cares about himself. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. Well, that's the thing. His heart is not in the right place. And that's the thing, is they're just being weirdos because they wanted to start a podcast and they wanted to succeed right away. And in order to succeed right away, they needed a lot of people with money to easily believe them and whatever they were saying and give them that money.
And so they hitched their wagon to the back of a turtle. I've seen it happen dozens of times at this point. You know what I mean? A lot of people from Jess's channel seem to want to start their own channels. For what reason, I don't know. It's weird to me, but okay. Hey, girl. Right? Babysitting my kid, can't go out to play today. I'm taking my ball back. I'm going back to my own sandbox. Spray it with rubbing alcohol. I don't got rubbing alcohol. The emergency was the dire need to avoid the deposition. Yeah, that was the emergency. He didn't want to go. I liked Something's Off before they met Aiden. I unsubbed when they started promoting him. See, that's the problem is how can you promote a man that's against everything that you stand for? Make that make sense. If you had a channel and you were promoting these things, all these things are your core elements of who you are. How do you then promote somebody who's against everything that you are? Make it make sense. Not a chance in hell I'm doing that. I don't give a fuck how many subscribers they could give me. If the person is actively a shitbag, I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck. Do you know how many brand deals I've turned down because of products I either don't believe in or I have tried and they're shit? I'm not promoting a product to my audience that's shit. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it, dude. I'm not doing it. And then I've turned down a few that are just like, oh, well, we'll send you like the product for free. Cool, you can send me the product for free, but I'm not doing a 30-minute to 1 minute take on my live stream about your product for just the free product, right? That's not how it works. You have to pay a creator actual dollars and cents and the product if you want your shit promoted, right? Like that's how it works. You don't just, they try to feed off of smaller creators like me, who don't do a ton of like brand deal stuff. They go, oh, we'll get you started by just giving you the, and then you put like a 30-second thing about our, product. And it's like, I'm not going to sell myself short either. I'll wait until something good comes along or something I believe in comes along, He was wrong. Will Henry was wrong. You got to put a K on that, Brian. You say wrong. He was wrong.
And listen,
clip from JFK last night. I'm guessing this is about Will.
And listen, people, you notice that Cryford has been awful quiet lately. Guys want to hear my theory?
Will is saying that he's, Mike's being awfully quiet. Actually, Mike said that he wasn't going to be around for a couple days, and it's like none of anybody's business what he was doing, but he was attending a wedding out of state, and it's like, well, he's been awfully quiet lately. Yeah, that's because he has this thing called a life, Will. You know that thing you don't have with your popcorn ceilings and your Scarface poster in your bathroom? It's called a life, buddy. Normal people have those outside of the interwebs, so we might be gone for a few days because we have lives. We have life things like doctor's appointments and vet appointments for our animals and grocery shopping and visiting relatives and friends and, things like that, Oh, yeah. I don't have rubbing alcohol, though. Or I would. I mean, it's not, he hasn't been quiet. He was gone. He said he was going to be before he was. So I love that. Like, once again, Will fails per usual. Like, always, Cryford's been gone. It's like, first of all, once again, the only person I have ever seen cry, okay, in any capacity is Aiden. Okay, Will, do you remember this?
Can you please let you go back? Can you please let you go back?
Aiden, you can thank your friend Will, because we know you're all here stalking me as you always do. I've seen you lately literally repeating things as I've said word for word. So obviously you're stalking my life per usual. But you can thank Will for me endlessly playing this clip today. As I usually play it a few times, but I think I'm going to endlessly play it today until I'm done with this stream. Because he simply doesn't seem to remember that you are the baby back crying bitch on the phone.
Can you please let you go back? Can you please let you go back?
That's not a mic. That's an Aiden.
Can you please let you go back? Can you please let you go back?
That's a turtle on the floor crying like a baby back, bitch. Chili's baby back, bitch. No baba gives out. Free the nuggies.
Can you please let you go back? Can you please let you go back?
He likes the 2 for $20 so much, I get to play it twice. We still have a goal up, don't we? Or is it done?
I mean, is it off? Because I only set it for like an hour, I think, or whatever. I think we only have one. We have 1 or 2 out of the 10. I think it's 1, but it could be 2. I don't know. I think it's 1. But I can do a 2 for 20, which I can pay it 2 for nothing, you know. But I could also do a 2 for 20. $20 plays 2 endless loops of the sewer turtle crying like a baby back bitch.
Can you please go? I can't go back. Can you please go? I can't go back.
It's so funny. 2 for 20. Chili's, bitches. That's Aiden's favorite. It's his favorite restaurante. Is Chili's. Unironically, at this point, you and Lana are the only people I watch on this case. I mean, I don't really know that there's anyone else that's willing to cover it from the regular perspective of like what the truth is on it. You know what I mean? Like I just don't see it happening. You know? Like I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. All right. Yeah, of course it is. They've done years of research on this. All right, let's check out this clip here.
Agree on that? Because
oh my
this
God,
is
I
the
would
kind of
love
shit
that.
that BLT's been doing.
I would follow.
And the feedback that's been coming back has been people making fun of BLT. So Kryfer.
Oh my God, I'm going to call Brian BLT. It's such a cute nickname. Fun fact, Will, BLTs are fucking delicious, right? There's some onions on that bitch, a little cheese. Oh, a BLT is delicious. Is that supposed to be like a insult to call somebody BLT? Like BLTs are delicious. I think if you're supposed to insult someone, it's supposed to be something gross. Like sardines. I don't know. You know, I don't think it's supposed to be an insult to call someone BLT. Once again, Will just regurgitates whatever the sewer turtle tells him because he is in fact Aiden's little do-boy bitch. So he can't even come up with his own original like insults. He's just like regurgitates Aiden's and is like, I'm so funny, you guys. BLT and Clifford.
Is now letting BLT throw himself under the bus.
This guy with his fucking analogies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He is allowing BLT to throw himself under the bus and make a complete
Sir, can you get the paper, sir? You might have to rewind that. He agrees with us in one particular part.
What's that, sir?
Let's write that down. Let's note that.
Okay, sir.
Got that.
I got you, sir. I got that, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Noted.
Jot it down.
Eating utter ass out of himself. He's using BLT to be the drama and the shit talking so that when there's a real stream, those viewers will gravitate towards Mike Crawford.
Buddy, they do a dual stream, which is what I often advise people to do when they come on my channel if they have a channel, which is hook their channel up to my channel. Their viewers will see that they're live and they can join. And so everyone's viewers can watch from the respective channels. And then if they would like to subscribe to the opposite channel that they're also watching, they can do that too. It's fun. It benefits everyone. Like, what do you mean? How many times? Well, oh, that's right. Aiden doesn't let you do that, right? He doesn't let you do that. There's no dual streamies for you guys. Aiden needs all the glories. All of them. He needs all your loose change, Will. Give him all your loose change in the couch, Will. Loose change. That's nothing. Loose change. It's nothing. Loose change. Give it back. Loose change. Give it all back. He wants your loose change, bitch.
Bro, what are you fucking talking about, bro? Like, this is what goes on in this guy's head. Imagine.
This is what the baker's been talking about with him.
Yeah.
You know, like the.
Oh my God, color me shocked. They just regurgitate what each other say? No way. No. They just take the dog whistle and then go after the same people, just person after person after person in the turtle cult? You don't. Never. That is a shock. That is such a shock.
You know, cross out the 9 and fuck. Yeah, they were all fucked up.
What's one thing life taught you? If you take your top lip and connect it to your bottom lip, you will shut the fuck up.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
Like, you're not making any sense whatsoever, my dude.
You never make
None
sense.
whatsoever.
Ever. Ever, ever, ever.
You're like putting narratives out.
That's what they do.
Kryford can go, I stayed out of the drama. I didn't do nothing with the drama. I stayed out of it. I'm just here to talk about Karen's case. I'm just here to talk about who's going to be the next Norfolk DA. I'm just here to talk about, like, that's totally what's happening here. It's fact.
But that's what he did for a very, very, very long time. How long is one human supposed to allow a bunch of baby back bitches to run their, especially men who apparently have sand in their fucking vaginas? All right. You salty ass bitches that are supposed to be men. Your balls never dropped, sir. All right. Fun fact. You have sand in your vagina. You are a salty motherfucker. All right. A salty motherfucker. How long is acceptable for one human to deal with endless fucking nonsense, narratives and lies from a bunch of stupid, uneducated grifters that hang on to the back of a turtle shell like it's worth their life, okay, before they're allowed to speak up? I would like to know the answer to that question. Anybody think that they have an answer to that question? How long is acceptable? Because I stayed silent for a little bit too after it happened to me. And then I was like, you know what they did with that silence? They then used that to hurt other people because I wasn't actively saying what happened to me, getting the facts out there and letting people know that he is fucking blatantly lying on purpose to cover his own ass. And then he has all these other people jump on the bandwagon. So it makes other people believe, well, if all these other people are saying this person is bad, they must be bad, right? No, all these other people are involved in shady fucking shit with Aiden. They all know if he goes down, they're going down with him, right? So they got to cover his ass. How long is acceptable? How long is each person supposed to take that before they speak up? Because I stopped taking that shit a long time ago, right? Unlike you there, Willie, I don't take shit sandwiches, okay? I'm not anybody's do-boy bitch. And I don't just keep taking shit sandwiches with a smile on my face. Like, yes, sir. Yes, turtle, sir. Whatever you want me to do. Just don't make me look like a bitch publicly, but I will totally be your bitch privately. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. Just love me and kiss me and call me George. Get the fuck out of here, bro. How long was Mike, Brian, or really anyone? Because I did it for about 6 months and I said, nah, I'm not doing that anymore. That didn't get anything accomplished at all. Didn't show people that these people were lying. It didn't do anything. I allowed them to run my name through the fucking mud thinking, why would I reply to shit that's simply not true? Why would I waste my time and effort on shit that isn't true? And then I realized a lie unchecked goes on to become the truth because too many people then repeat it and just assume it's true. Right? That's what happens. So I said, no, fuck that. I'm not doing that anymore. How long was Brian or Mike supposed to just say nothing? How long is any victim of Aiden supposed to say nothing? How long are either of the New Jersey victims, how long are any of his victims from Massachusetts or other states supposed to just shut up and say nothing? Or else, if you say something, you in fact then, you're bad for saying something. If you say nothing, you're bad. If you say something, you're drama. That's the narrative they've set up. If Aiden says something about someone, that's okay. If he, quote, defends himself, even though he's not defending himself, he's lying, that's okay. But if anybody else does it, it is bad and it's drama. Get the actual fuck out of here and take your salty ass vagina with you, Will. All right? Fuck.
Fascinating. And BLT is so fucking dumb that he's falling for it.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Is he calling somebody else dumb? Here's a fun fact, Will. Brian has a full-time job outside of his YouTube career that he does fairly well at. He makes decent money and is, decently high up doing what he does on a daily basis. So, there's that. Who the fuck are you calling dumb? You just admitted in a clip to me, in response to me, that Aiden, in fact, broke the law. The rest of your arguments after that are moot, sir. He broke the law. Therefore, you do the time, you do the crime. Who the fuck are you calling stupid? The guy that says cordial? I was trying to be cordial. It's cordial, Aiden. It's cordial, you dumb fuck. You illiterate, uneducated, C's and D's, get degrees, fucking moron. It's cordial, not cordial. All right? And how many of these dumbasses would repeat it like it was true? Like, oh, he said a big word. We're going to use that one. Everything's cordial, guys. It's cordial. Thinking that's the way you say it, because that's just how easily they're led by him. It's cordial, you dumb fuck. Read a book, sir. Okay? Stop taking your shit sandwiches and read a book.
So he's basically saying,
like right now,
he's
Cryford is taking a little hiatus, not saying anything.
It's not a hiatus. He went to a wedding.
And he gets to come back and go, what? And benefit from this little.
I mean, yes, he does get to do that because, like, that's what happens when you go, like, on vacation or away for a wedding in the mountains where there's no service usually either. Fun fact, I worked in Vermont doing an Oktoberfest one year, and I had shit for service. I actually have pictures of that still, and me and my husband were on the lift. They have like a ski lift, but obviously it wasn't snowing out yet, but you could take the ski lift to the top of the mountain, which we did, and then come back down. It was in October. But sir, he went to a wedding. A hiatus. He went to a wedding in Vermont in the mountains, you loser. So yes, he does get to come back and go, what the fuck happened around here? Because, you know, he was, you know, adulting, living life, went to a wedding, you idiot. Yeah, for the weekend. For, I think it was 4 days, but like, again, you got to drive up there. That's a lot of hours of driving. I've done it twice, right? Drive back. Probably tired when you get there. I'm not checking X. I'm checking into a hotel. I'm getting something to eat. I might watch TV. I might pass out that first day. Second day, I'm going to like go explore. Third day might be the wedding. And the next day, I'm going to rest before I have to drive my ass the fuck back home. And when I get home, I'm off to bed ski, right? So that's 4 days. So I come back on the 5th day and be like, what the fuck's going on? It is very scary that he was a teacher. I wouldn't want him anywhere near my children. I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't want him anywhere near my fucking children. And I would hope that nobody would want them near theirs. No, thank you.
This little team up thing that he's got with BLT now. But
oh, he's angry. He's angry that Brian and Mike do shows together. Like, oh, you're mad that Aiden won't let you be his secondary person on his stream and share streams with you? That's what you're upset about, because that's what this really is about. Let's be honest. He's mad that other people team up. I mean, people have been asking me for quite some time, why don't me, Nan, Brian, Mike, all do a like 4-person stream? And I was like, I'm in. That would fucking break the interwebs, right? He's mad they do streams together. What a bitch. People do that all the time, especially when you're friends with one another and talk to one another. You're just mad that Aiden doesn't let you do that and make any money off of him that way. You can only make money off him by doing petty streams behind him, members only. This is fully not members only right now, Will. Yeah, this is free for any of my viewers to watch at the moment. I mean, of course, you always hope that your viewers care enough to send a little donation to try to help your channel, but like they can fully watch this for free right now. Me humiliating how stupid you are and how much sand is in that fucking vajayjay of yours, because you are a salty bitch. What you're really mad about is Brian and Mike get to work together, be friends, talk outside of the YouTube streets, respect each other, and don't shit on one another like Aiden does to you daily in his personal text messages to people when he gets frustrated that you didn't do enough for him that day. Wait till you read those, bud.
now he gets to act like he's the serious one
Oh, boy.
instead of the one who's in the drama.
I can't wait
It's
for that. I can't wait.
Almost slick.
Can't wait.
But it's on brand with Cryford. It's way too predictable.
Okay. Yep. Talk about predictable, bro. The second Aiden gives a dog whistle about anyone's name, you and a baker and 50 other idiots are off there doing the same shit. You know? Same shit. Aiden wants you to talk about it. You're talking about it. And here is where Mike was at a wedding in the mountains in Vermont. And it's beautiful. I hope he had a blast. Imagine. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is the one we did earlier when someone called him retarded. He had a meltdown about that, you know? Someone else said it. What you're describing does not sound like a normal ear infection. I hope it's not fly larvae or a spider or spider babies. At least Mike has a brand. That's true. Will don't have shit. He has Aiden. And then what's he going to do when Aiden shits on him? What's he going to do? You know? What's he going to do? I'm just asking. What's he going to do? Because it's going to happen. It's absolutely going to fucking happen. It's not an if, as I've always said. It's a when, people. You know? It's a when. It's an absolute when. And when he does, because make no mistake, when I say Aiden has already sort of been shitting on Will, he's been doing it privately for quite some time. Quite some time. Oh, this is that lady who is just on the screen, the other Mary B. She's a turtle writer, I believe. Hard turtle writer. She said JFK is the bitch. And let's see. Are these all turtle writers, I'm guessing? Yep. Connected to the Kazi G. Wowza. Wowza. It's amazing to me. Oh yeah, this was the lady I was talking about earlier who received that summons to appear in court for the freaking package stealing that the flock cameras did, except she has nothing to do with it and could have proved it, and the cop didn't want to see her evidence, you know? Weird. Adam Deach isn't going to answer emails unless you're Emily C. He will not come on. He won't even go on Mike's show. What does that tell you? I love this. He refers to Will and Broken Baker as down ass hoes. He didn't say loyal friends or steady supporters. He chose the most emasculating, down ass hoes. Transactional and power imbalance. Love that for them. Well deserved. I mean, it is definitely well deserved. Yeah, I agree. It's like, I don't know how some of these people are willfully blind. And again, the only reason people keep her around is because she donates a ton of money. So they tolerate her. And it's like, bro, I'm sorry, but if one of you were donating a large sum of money to me and you were intolerably being a bully, I would have to excuse you from the channel. Like, I can't. No. We can't be doing that. Like, no. No. Absolutely fucking not. Okay. So I remember this ring, seeing this ring that Kevin Remington wears. I also wear skull rings, as all of you know. It's one of my favorite things, and I have 2 of them. I love my skull rings, but if you ever get punched in the face by me, I guess that would really fucking hurt. Those would be like on your forehead. That wouldn't be so fun, That wouldn't be so fun. Trying to see what was the other one thing I wanted to show you guys that I can't find it. Where the hell is it? Yeah, the flock camera watched a man drive from Wisconsin to Michigan to a dispensary, only to pull him over for possession when he got back home. So that's what they're using flock cameras for, to pull somebody over for weed. All right? Weird. Fucking weird. Yeah, ew, gross. All of those people are gross. Every last one of them. And those are cultists. Admitted with false. Alex Murdoch says he should walk free after the sled agent presented physical evidence fabricated by law enforcement to a grand jury. The motion alleges. Well, a motion can allege something, but it doesn't mean it's true. Let's all remember that. Where the fuck? There is one thing, and I can't find it. There was a clip. I saved it on my phone, of course. And I can't find it now. Like, what the actual fuck? This guy's still holding his fucking microphone like it's a dick. Look at how angry he looks. He's angry!
Oh shit! My bad. Am I stoned? No. Do I look stoned? Woo! Okay. What was I saying? The internet
The
needs
stimmies.
Wokehouse, don't they? Dildo's gonna put you in jail today. He's trying to trick me here. Bad timing for that.
I fucking can't. I cannot. Uh-oh. Prison Misty knows about you. Are you okay? Please blink twice. I don't know what this is, but I see Ethel. Let's see.
Who I've actually spoken to has been very kind and nice to me. Spicy Misty knows a lot about Megan Fox. There's
Alert, Spice, Megan Fox. Are you okay? You okay, baby? Get a hold of Meg now. Now, get on the horn. Is Meg Prison Misty?
who I've actually spoken to has been very kind and nice to me.
Okay, cool. I don't care if someone's been to prison. I can't judge them for that because guess what? I used to be an addict this one time at band camp and then I changed my life. So there's, people change. And I don't get to judge someone for mistakes they made in their past or traumas they went through, regardless of how it played out. I base my decisions on how someone is based on who they are today, how they treat me. Oh my God. Look at those things at Lowe's just following you around, just like the one at Stop and Shop that follows you around named Marty. I'm not a fan of them. Yeah, it's looking for you. It's looking for you. It wants to find your biometrics. Not a fan of it. It wants your picture. I'm not a fan of these things. I think it's also holding biometrics, and I'm not a fucking fan of it. Once again, for what reason does it need to be there? Like, just all up in your face. And the one at Stop and Shop will literally just, like, stop right in front of you, walk in front of you. It's annoying as fuck. Interesting question. Oh, God. Okay. A prominent Chelsea official is raising questions about the nomination papers of disgraced former U.S. Attorney Rachel Rollins, who's now running for Suffolk District Attorney, saying he never signed the sheet that bear his name. Oh, you mean Rachel Rollins might have done something shady again? Color me shocked again. The fuck would you ever want someone already corrupt back in fucking charge? No, thank you. Hey, girl. Courtney Clenny pled guilty and made an agreement to manslaughter with a deadly weapon, and her agreement is to 6 years in prison, followed by 5 years of probation. Yeah, I don't love them, to be honest. I'm not a fan. Oh, there's a block camera. A camera logs every plate that pulls into a gun store. Does that count as a registry? Yeah, no. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, God. Betterow cried again. Betterow cried in his Betterow letter to the court. His crying. He thinks is going to help him. Like, file a motion then, sir. Baby Betterow, file a fucking motion. If everything you're saying is true, put it on the fucking record under pains and penalties of perjury and put it in a goddamn motion to dismiss. You're not going to right now because you're a fucking liar who just likes to write Dear John letters to the court. Not for nothing, but weird. Because at some point, a judge is going to say again, like, please stop doing that. And if you have a history of doing that, like, it doesn't make you look good, And then you release it right away. Like, no. 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 No, 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 no. Absolutely fucking not. Okay. There was one other thing I wanted to show you guys, but I can't find it. Where the fuck is it? Well, look at that little circle crossbody. I don't know why, but this ad reminds me of FabFitFun. And I used to love getting a seasonal FabFitFun box. They just sent me an email like, oh, the fall FabFitFun box is out now. And I almost died because I saw this pumpkin ceramic bowl. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want it in orange. I'd want it in white. But oh my God, I fucking want that.
Unfortunately, the FabFitFun box is like, I don't know, $65 per quarter or whatever. So you get it one every 3 months. And I just simply can't afford that right now. But I am telling you, for the longest time, I have not gotten one. And I am missing out on all the things in the FabFitFun box that I fucking love. And I seen that and I was like, oh my God, I want it. I want it so bad. I want it. You guys know Halloween's my favorite holiday. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. Want it. Right? Those are cute, right? I don't know why, but it just reminded me of FabFitFun for whatever reason. It's a great day not to be Aiden Kearney. It is always a great day to not be him. Thank you, Kylie. Oh God, a tractor trailer striked an overpass in New York. Oh boy, southbound New York State Thruway. Holy shit! It just like flopped on its side. Hello, clearance much? Clearance? You know? Do you know there's got to be clearance limits? Come on. You know? Come on now. All right. Well, I think I found everything I was gonna show you guys. I can't find that one other thing I wanted to show you, but I'll just bookmark it, I guess, for tomorrow. An acrylic painting. This was $94 at Aldi. Groceries don't have to make you poor. What? Says the guy who looks like he's not hurting for money. Like, come on, bro. They do make me poor. Absolutely. Also, not everybody has an Aldi, and not everyone can get to like multiple different stores to do like that sort of bargain shopping. Maybe you go like I do when someone can bring me, and I got to get what I can get when I can get it and what I can afford, right? Like, I don't have an Aldi, bud. I don't have an Aldi. And groceries do have to make me poor because I still have to pay for them, sir. Okay? Need groceries right now. Like, that's just they do make me poor. The fuck are you talking about? That's also like not, you know, like great. You got some onions, you got some peppers, you got some lettuce, you got some fruits. Like, what are you making for dinner in all of this? I see like one dinner, some milk, maybe a lunch, and some snacks, like for $94. All right. I have a small cross. I have a smaller crossbody. It's a crossbody, but it's like about this big. It's not big. I love my crossbody. I like being hands-free with the crossbody, you know, that I can just have it and just zip it open when I want something. Although they're small and you can't fit too many things in it. If I want to bring like snacks or something to like a tournament of my husband's, then I bring a bigger bag, you know. But I like the crossbodies for like if you're just going out to the store or whatever, you can just keep, you know, your card, you can just unzip the bag, boop, done, put it back in, and hands-free, you know, hands-free. But I do like the smaller crossbody ones for that reason. Hey girl, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm about to leave right now to go figure out my dinner here as well. Yeah, I don't see the other thing that I wanted to show you guys, but I'll just bookmark it and show you guys tomorrow, I guess. Oh, a robot cutting grass? That's interesting. I didn't know they had those. I didn't know they had those. Obviously, we know they have the robot vacuums, but I didn't know they have robot grass cutters. I mean, geez. Now, see, that's the kind of stuff that like normal people would want, you know? That would be like what you want. You don't want, but what you don't want it doing is like cutting your grass, but then also taking your biometric information, right? I don't want it doing that. I just want it to cut the grass, right? Just do the thing you're intended to do, not the secret things to sell my information. All right. I love your stinking faces. Do me a favor. Everybody smash the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Come in and check us out tomorrow, of course. If you're catching me on the restream, we appreciate you. If you're catching me on the restream, drop a comment in the comment section. Tell me what was your favorite subject of today, because we went through so many random ones because we were very random. It's Mayhem Monday. We're allowed to be random on a Monday, okay? Mondays suck. Not a fan. I feel like Garfield right now. Mondays suck. So we just went with it. We just went with it. Whatever we want to talk about, we're going to talk about. There's a bunch of different ways to donate to the channel. You can do so on CashApp, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut, Chime. We have a Justice Chat link. It's in the description of the video as well as pinned to the chat in the live chat. It'll be there during the replay as well. You can click on that and you can use credit, debit, Apple Pay, Google Pay. I appreciate all y'all. I love all y'all.
I didn't, but I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do spy on us. Everything spies on us nowadays. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.